All right. Yeah, no, absolutely. We are live. That's great news. Heard that. Ready to go. Bro, we can intro right now. Let's just do it, right? Just go for it. If you have anything with altars, gunfire, and all right, hey, welcome everybody to Monday Night D&D, aka PTSD and D, aka Monday Night Balladeers. This week we're going to be playing a little bit of a side game, a little bit of a one-shot, single person scenario from the 41st Millennium, the world of Warhammer 40K, playing the Wrath and Glory um, rule set. And it's going to be super duper fun. Really excited about this. I'm actually just getting some final map stuff set up right
I hope I
now.
don't speak out of line here, but I'm excited to play the system, and it seems like you put a little zhuzh on it yourself to make it a little more palatable for players and listeners as well.
That was incredibly out of line of you to say, actually, but that's okay.
It's my
No,
character. I'm the humble
obviously,
guy.
that's great. Yeah, yeah,
We're humble
that's
guys.
great. We're humble guys. Paste, paste,
Based.
paste.
Based pasting.
Yeah, you already know. All right, cool. Yeah. So, Billy, tonight, you're going to be my humble player. You're going to be my humble Space Marine. Now, you've been playing a lot of Space Marine too, correct or incorrect?
Tons. Well, a lot.
Tons.
I'd
Good.
say a lot.
A lot. Yeah, a lot. Me too. I'm a longtime fan of the 41st Millennium. And, you know, this Wrath and Glory rule set when it first came out, I was so excited about it and so ready to play it. And it was a really, really good, really fun rule set.
Yeah, what did we
It
play it
has since
like
been,
a couple years ago, maybe?
yeah, yeah. So I got the original rule book, with all the expansions and well decks and everything that came out. But the thing is, they've actually really edited and changed these rules a lot over the years. Now I haven't necessarily kept up with that. So we are really playing out of this first edition rule book that I have, like literally here in front of me. I'll be flipping through
Oh, let's see it.
pages for rules. Oh yeah, this is it right here. Wrath and Glory. Now you'll notice it's tabbed.
Oh, that's what's up. We
Um,
love to see it.
yeah, so I have it noted and tabbed. And actually, what's really cool is I don't know if you'll see this on the camera, but the important stuff is highlighted. And the first,
Oh, I see it.
there's some, yeah, you can see there's yellow highlighting on like, so if you flip to a page, you kind of know what to read. And there's a few things crossed out and rewritten because the first
The
update they did,
FAQ.
the first patch they did to the rulebook or FAQ, I updated the book
FAQ,
for. So
for the
we're
layman, is a
playing
frequently asked question.
we were playing 1.1 Wrath and
Welcome.
Glory. But also I see fit and find it fit to adjust the stats and rules as I see fit per an encounter to make sure that everything feels really fun for everyone involved. All right, so tonight we're going to
Dope
be
as
playing a one
hell.
shot that I have titled Hunt the Fallen. Anybody who's a Warhammer 40K lore fan will know the Fallen is a specific, part of the Dark Angels chapter. I'm not going to say too much about it because I don't actually know how much my player, Millie, tonight knows. But it's going to be really fun for him. So, for the intent of the beginning of this game, the first part we're going to play here, you are a Space Marine. You are a Space Marine of the Dark Angels chapter. You were part of their, you know, spearhead assault cadre. You guys are attacking your chapter. You and your brothers, under the orders of your chapter master and the guidance of the Emperor, are attacking a heretic forge world. This forge world used to provide munitions and arms for the Imperium's armies. However, they found their own interests would better them. So for a while, they've been split. They haven't been sending their tithes. And when you guys, as Space Marines, were sent with an Imperial tithe fleet, you're like the scary support. But there's a lot of, the fleet that you traveled with, it was your battle barge with about 100 Space Marines on it. It's a little chapter, Dark Angels. There's Terminators. We'll talk about the Dark Angels framework in a little bit, but there are about 100 battle brothers on this battle barge that accompanied an imperial fleet consisting of thousands, hundreds of thousands of regular troops, armored support, the imperial army. It's all there. So you're part of this fleet. You're really there to be like if they don't comply immediately, you're like, hey, look at us. We're Space Marines, you know.
Hmm.
So you were assigned to this task. You came to this Forge world, and unfortunately, they didn't comply. In fact, they attacked your fleet immediately upon your entry into the system and range of their guns. So, they knew they were doing something wrong. And you don't know if the leader here, the Archmagos in charge of all this, alongside the Imperial governor of this system, you don't know if they lied to the people to say, "Oh, the Imperium's going to come kill us," or what they told them. But you faced resistance, and there's been a bit of a void war. You've had you killed other ships in void space to space combat, and you've made your way to the inner system, this main Forge world. And through months of combat, the assault has finally begun. Now, you've heard murmurings among your brothers about, some of them, all Space Marines, they love the glory of battle. But then sometimes it's like this battle's not very glorious. And they're kind of like, you know, brother, we could be off in other sectors fighting the Emperor's actual war instead of bringing planets under compliance for not fulfilling their tithes. 'Tis unglorious work. And
Calm,
that
brother.
guy might have
Calm
to.
your wrath, brother. You will have the glory later. That's the order in which it comes.
I know, it just chafes at me to not be able to be fighting actual enemies of the Imperium, just bringing planets under compliance. So there's a little bit of that. So maybe you don't, it's like, hey, this is normal. So, but the time is finally here. You are to be deployed via drop pod in the spearhead of the main assault on the final, Forge of this Forge world. We want to
Okay.
talk about Forge worlds and hive worlds and the different things they mean. Just this whole planet is basically one giant factory, and you're finally assaulting the nerve center of that giant factory,
So
right?
would it
And it
be
will be
would it
heavily
be
defended.
would it be reasonable to say a Forge world is like an industrial version of a Hive City, where a Hive City is for people,
Yeah,
a Forge world is for like making shit, right?
yeah. I mean, hive cities still produce a lot of things. Like a hive city might produce last guns or power packs or
Okay.
even battle tanks, but a Forge world will produce space marine armor,
Mm,
altars,
okay.
the tech that helps starships run. Like a Forge world
It's
might actually
Halliburton.
produce radios. Yeah, like
It's
it's
Halliburton.
it's a little bit scaled up from, but also the inhabitants are different. A Forge world won't really include regular Imperial citizens. It's Skitarii and tech thralls and tech priests. It's the Mechanicum. So
Mm,
a lot of what you're going to face here, they're going to be more tech than human, but there will still be a lot of human resistance. Because
sure.
there's still humans here. So we are going to pick up basically in the heat of this assault. You are going to be a part of the spearhead of this assault. So you are a regular space marine.
Okay.
I will give you the option right now. You can be a regular tactical marine. You can be your squad's special weapons gunner. You can be your squad's heavy weapons gunner. Or since we played this game system once or twice, you can be your squad's sergeant, should you so desire.
Yeah, let's go for Sergeant.
You're
Let's
gonna go
get
for
some people
sergeant?
killed. Let's get some people
Cool.
killed.
So you were gonna have a plasma pistol and a power sword. Are gonna be the
Dope.
weapons that you. Okay.
Okay. What as far as my role, it's obviously tactics, like decision making. Um I'm not expected to be in the vanguard, but close to it. Are there any mechanical things in the game I should be aware of, or are you just gonna like let those kind of come out naturally as
No,
combat
so
happens?
you are the leader of your squad. I mean, I'm not gonna go like full rules of having
Sure,
followers or
sure,
anything like that, but like
yeah.
as a result, you will be able to basically, as an extra action on your turn, sort of like order the battle brothers around you to do what you want them to do. They're not going to act under my volition.
Okay,
They're going to act under your volition,
but there's no like
right? And that's going to be
rallying
me knowing.
cry like move I have where I can buff them or anything like that.
I don't know, man. You spend a little bit of glory, you spend a little bit of wrath. I'm sure you can do
Okay.
something. if
And
you
let's
want to.
establish also, I don't mean to derail you, let's establish
No,
how
go
this
for it.
game is played. Because typically when we stream TTRPGs, it's a Roll20 system. So this is a little different if you want to let us know how it works.
If you want to learn how this works, you should listen to our last stream. I'm just kidding. Yes. So Wrath and Glory is an incredible system. It's designed based off the spirit of Warhammer 40K, which, if you don't know, involves rolling giant handfuls of d6 at once and
Yep.
counting how many 4+s or 3+s or whatever you get. So Wrath
Feels
and Glory
good.
is very much the same way. Instead of rolling d20s, the player will be rolling handfuls of d6, which you're going to do that in person, right? At
Mm-hmm.
your desk.
Yeah, I got my
Awesome. I'm going to
tower set
grab
up.
my. I got my dice vault also, so I'm going to roll in person, raw dog for this game too. So the point is, anytime the player rolls, they are looking. They need to beat a certain number,
Mm-hmm.
not on a single d6, but every d6 that gets a 4, 5, or 6, what we call a 4+, a 4 or above, counts as a success.
Mm-hmm.
And any 6 they roll counts as 2 successes. So, for example, Billy might want to shoot his plasma pistol, and he'll maybe shoot at a target that's defense 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he might roll 12d6 for this. So he's going to roll those 12d6 and count up how many 4+s he got, and then have the 6+s also right there with him. And he needs, at least 4 successes or 6 successes. So 4+s, a 4 or 5 count as 1 success, a 6 counts as 2 successes.
Add those
In
up,
this
you beat their
example,
toughness, you do damage, you do wounds.
yeah, there's another 1 or 2 steps there, unfortunately. But yes, once you hit their defense, what's fun is in this example, let's say that Billy rolled 4 4s, 2 6s, and the rest were 1s and 2s, right? On his 12 dice. So
Mm-hmm.
he would have 4 successes for defense 4 on those 4 4+s. And then he could take one of those 3 6+s and use it to get the other 2 for the 6 defense. So he's now matched the 6 defense. Those extra 2 6+s he can then push to be extra damage.
Mm-hmm.
So the next step after you've beaten the defense and decided how many icons, as 6+s or 6s are called, are left over, you move to the damage phase. You take the damage of your weapon. And then, Billy, this is a fun thing that we didn't actually do last time we played. All melee weapons add your strength value to their damage.
No shit. Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I
Okay.
was looking at the melee weapons and I was like, I forgot about that. I was like, all their strengths look really low.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and then I looked at it and I was like, oh yeah, that's actually really
Excuse
good.
me.
So you figure out the damage of the weapon. Range weapons, you just look at the damage. Melee, you have to add your strength to the base. Almost every weapon has an ED value that's extra damage. So you take that base ED value, you add in any icons you pushed from your attack roll.
Mm-hmm.
You roll all of those. It might be 3, 4, maybe 6 dice.
Right.
Anything you get that's a 4+ is a success, and that's an 1 extra damage.
Nice.
So you take that base damage of your weapon and you add those extra damage. You compare it to the resilience of your target. It gets more complicated. If you have an AP value, it reduces that resilience, but only up to the amount of armor that the target has based on the armor they're wearing.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll discuss that. We'll discuss combat in detail as these things come up. This is just a base overview.
Sure.
At which point, the foe will take damage equal to the difference between the damage dealt and the resilience minus AP. That damage is compared to their elite wounds, and then it's reduced from the wounds. Elite enemies and players can use a value called soak and shock to shock damage.
Which we will
This
be
represents
using.
you will be using it, and enemies will be using it in this game
Yep.
too. This is a really fun.
sucks as a player because
It's brutal.
when the game master uses it against you, soak is great when you get blasted and they happen to roll 8 6s with a fucking orc melta in your fucking face as soon as combat starts. Soak's great, but when the game master
Soak's
has
great
it,
for that. Yeah,
not so fun. Not so fun.
not so fun, huh?
Yep.
It's not so fun at that point, is it? Huh?
No.
Isn't it? Yeah,
Isn't it? Yeah.
isn't
No.
it? Yeah. I cannot find the character sheets in the last game, and I'm like, I know they're
Aren't
here.
we in? Are they in the journal?
Are they though?
Yeah, I see them right
They're
there.
not. Oh shit.
Brutus, Dako, Utapop, 2 o'clock, Ula.
How do I view my own handouts? What is happening? Oh,
It's
I have
it's at the
a
top
search
row.
bar on.
Yeah.
No, I
That'll
gotcha.
happen.
Perfect. This is great.
So,
Okay.
are any of these like comparable that I should be using?
Yeah, you're gonna basically be using Brutus's stat sheet with
Sure.
different weapons and different special abilities.
Sounds good.
You're gonna
If
add
there is
as a
one that
sergeant.
pretty much has his build, I'll just play that if it makes it easier.
Yeah, I mean, there's not. I didn't set up any of the weapon ones, but I'm just gonna tell you the weapon
Maybe
stats. We'll
Brutus
go
is
fill it
there.
out as we go.
Maybe he was
The thing
a
is,
Death
I mean,
Angel.
no spoilers. You're gonna change characters a couple times during this game.
Nah, I'm gonna
This
live
is a
forever.
hop
I'm
around the
gonna live
combat sphere
forever. I
thing.
don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you
Oh,
might.
the reason I brought up
That does not mean. Hold on. That does not mean you die. That means the game master might pluck your perception from one point and put it into another.
the reason I bring up the system is there's another thing. It's in the name of the game. There are Wrath dice and there are Glory dice. So can you give us a little rundown on what those are? You get
No,
to
Wrath
roll
and Glory.
them.
I don't know what that is.
You get to roll
Oh,
your Wrath die, I believe, when you do any
yes,
individual roll to do any task.
you're absolutely correct about that. That is purely. In fact, this might be more fun if you say it first, and then I'll correct you if you're wrong. 'Cause so far,
Sure.
you're completely right. But
So,
so every time you roll a group of d6, you add one extra dice. It needs to
mhm.
be a different color or signified differently online. That is your Wrath die. What happens with the Wrath die? What does that mean, really?
So the Wrath die is interesting because if you roll a 1 on it, it kind of throws a wrench into whatever you're trying to accomplish. For example, if you're making a simple weapon attack, it could be something like your weapon malfunctioning. It could be bad enough that you even do wounds to yourself. So they're like kind of a little bit of leeway for the game master there. But if you get a 6, it's an extra dice, so it's extra pushing, it's extra whatever you need that 6 to be. And when you get a 6, I believe you attain a point of glory. Am I right on that?
You're absolutely correct. Everything you said is correct. I'm going to make a few points of clarification real
Sure.
quick. So, Wrath and Glory are two separate resources you have in this game. Wrath is the higher tier of the two. Every player starts the game with 2 Wrath, and every player has an objective they need to complete that can gain them Wrath, or the game master can give them Wrath if they do a good job at something. Wrath is spent for a few things. The main thing Wrath, in my opinion, should be used for is a narrative declaration. At any point in time, a player can spend a point of Wrath to be like, hey, Game Master, I actually brought a heavy bolter with me, or I actually brought a plasma pistol. And they expend that resource. We sort of negotiate, like, they can't be like, oh, I spend Wrath to kill all the enemies in front of me. Obviously, that's not going to fly. But it's more used for things like I said, like, oh, I actually do have this weapon that I didn't have before. Or, hey, can I spend a point of Wrath to have that bridge you said that was unstable collapse and then it blocks, the path to the enemy to attack us? Because I might be like, oh, you see an unstable bridge, blah, blah. It's made for the players and the game master to sort of play off of each other, but also puts them, what they used to call the devil's bargain in D&D. It puts the devil's bargain behind a paywall for the players, if you will. I think it's a fun mechanic. I personally like to reward my players with lots of Wrath. For good role play, I give them each custom objectives before the game that are like achievable in game, because the ones in the rulebook tend to be like more long-term things. It's a great resource. That the only way to earn Wrath is to be given it by the DM or Game Master, GM. We're not a dungeon master in this game. We're a game master. I'm a game master. I'm a GM. The only way to earn it is to be given it by the GM, accomplish your objective, or start the session with 2. The other resource is Glory. Oh, sorry. Before we go to Glory, the other thing that Wrath can do besides the narrative declaration, and this is actually really powerful, and I'm going to make sure I get this off the sheet. You can use Wrath to re-roll all failures on a test. So if you roll 14 dice and you get no successes, you can spend a Wrath, pick up all 14 of those dice, and re-roll them, which is really, really cool.
Very useful.
Or let's say you got 4 successes on 14, you can leave those 4 and just re-roll the 10. You don't have to re-roll every single dice on a check. So that's really powerful mechanically. That's probably the main use for it, but don't forget about narrative declarations. The other main thing for Wrath is you can just restore your shock with it. As we get into combat, you'll see shock is basically a shield the players have. Like we said earlier when we talked about combat, they can soak wounds. They spend shock to do that. You lose shock as you soak wounds. Once it's gone, there are penalties in the game, so restoring shock is pretty powerful. The other resource is glory. Every time you roll the d6, you get that extra dice, like we discussed. If you get a 6, in addition to it being a critical success, so something extra good happens, there's critical hits for weapon attacks, but if it's like a tech check, it's you do extra good. You can use it to so you when you roll that 6, you get a critical success. You also gain a point of glory. You start with 0 glory, you gain it as you roll the wrath dice and get 6s. Glory can be spent to add straight up per glory 1 damage per an attack. So if you think you get 1 damage through on a dude, you can spend 5 glory and make it 6 damage. You can use it to add 1 dice to any test you have to make, which is nice too. If you're like, doing something you don't have a high skill in it, you can spend that glory to get better at it. You can use it to increase the severity of a critical hit, which is pretty cool. And you can use it to seize the initiative, which is a fun 40k mechanic. It's uniquely 40k. What it means for the purposes of this game, initiative, we're not going to roll dice for initiative like you would in Dungeons and Dragons. Initiative per combat is basically goes round by round between the players and myself, like player, enemy group, player, enemy group, player, enemy group. It just switches back and forth, unless the players have been ambushed, in which case then enemy group goes first.
Right.
At any point in time, whether it's an ambush or normal combat, a player can spend a glory to seize the initiative and just go next. So it could be you go, enemy group goes. You go. Hold on. Yeah, so if it's enemy group you enemy group you can go enemy group, and then you can go before that. It's more fun with more players. The seize the initiative probably won't come up with 1 player, but if there's like 3 or 4 players, you guys can use it pretty devastatingly to get around the traps I set for you.
Cool. Sounds good. So I was
those
able
are
to
the
get my hands on 10 dice.
Okay, that won't be enough. We'll get there.
9 plus something, but yeah, I'll take fails and I'll roll them for the extra.
I will mail you. I will drive to your house right now and give you some d6s.
That would take like
All right.
easily 25 minutes.
Yeah, it's just 25 minutes. Then I drive back to start the stream again. All right, so anything you need to do before we begin? Do you feel ready?
I'm locked and loaded. Let's get it.
Do you have any questions about the Dark Angels chapter, your vows to them, your life as a space marine with them, anything like that?
Dark Angels are good, right?
Yeah, dude, they are the best.
All right, yeah.
First Legion.
We killed
Legion
the
1.
Emperor.
You murder for the Emperor. So, yes, you do all of that. That's great. I like that a lot. I need to put Sirenscape on. Wicked Dark Angels. Wicked Dark Angels. Stop it.
No, for real. Give me a little primer on them. Let's hear it.
No, I'm about to. I wanted to turn on the Sirenscape. Oh, it says I need to update it. Oh, that's why it's not working. But we'll do that later. All right. All right. We're going to take one final break because we're going to tear into this, Billy, and we're going to roll through it. Okay?
Oh, you missed the sad trombone sound.
Womp, womp, womp. Well, you should have done that through Discord anyways. I mean, come on, man.
Can we? Oh, fuck, I forgot. I don't pay for Nitro
Yeah, we got the soundboard. Honestly, I'm going to do some. I'm going to get, once I get the Space Marine helmet, and I don't need it for this.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah. I want to upload some of my own clips, maybe like, or the Emperor! But, like, I gotta get a voice modulator and do some
4 strength, 4 stam, leather belt.
Let's go.
So good, dude. Oh, hey, let's get in the mood.
It's the Monday night volunteers.
Yo.
That's good.
Alright, so you say you need to step away for a minute?
No, not even. I just want to gather my notes and find these character sheets that I can't find because I
Okay,
really
cool.
need
You
them
want to
to make
call it
this
5 or
successful.
10?
5.
Sounds good. Back in 5.
All right. Heard. Fucked up these things. Super Sonic. Yeah, no, I got it. So fucking nice, man. Oh, what? Time is frightful, but time is so delightful. Got no place to go. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. No, Philip. Where's Inquisitor Phalanx? Where's anything? Where's fucking anything that I did? Oh my god, what is this? Oh god, those are dynamics. I don't even need Inquisitor Phalanx. I just want to know where he is. Meat Mallet. That's classic. Dictionary. Okay. 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 Two primary stunts. Wow. Unbelievable. Charles Shook.
You're unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Wow, it sounds like the 90s up in this bitch, dude. What happened here?
Unbelievable.
Guys, I don't know. Like, what could I have possibly done with the most valued character sheets I was using? Oh, they're right here. Found them. Yay.
Fucking nice, mate. Do you think the Dark Angels come from Transylvania?
Do
They
not
talk
do a
like
Yakov
this.
Smirnoff right
They
now.
talk like this. I am from
Back on
Serbia.
Caliban, beasts slay you. Out here, we slay beasts. Hey!
Beast slay you, yes.
Fucking asshole. That's so good.
This
All
guy
right.
gets it.
This guy gets it. Yakov Smirnoff, Space Marines. Bro, I've been listening to the Horus Heresy series on audiobook, and
Yeah.
sometimes when they do the Adeptus Mechanicus voice, it comes out very Kermit the Frog. This is the same dude who does like all the. They got like one dude to read the whole series, which is smart because like, how are you gonna make the Primarchs all sound the same? You know,
Yeah.
these characters that travel across
It would
books
be so
written by
expensive
different
to get
people.
dedicated voice actors,
Yeah,
and if anybody
so
dropped out, people would shit their balls.
I want this
yeah.
dude's job, bro. You got to be super British though,
Do
because
you?
Games Workshop, you know. Yeah, dude. All of their audio shit is read by British people.
True.
It's not a single like. Well, y'all, welcome to the 40K universe. There are characters with no accent or an American accent. We say no accent, but there's characters with American accents, but the narrator is always a UK person because I mean it's their shit, you know.
There's a really good scenario writer and podcaster for Call of Cthulhu, Scott Dorward, who wrote a scenario called Hell House about, like the hell houses in the South where during Halloween they make like a Christian haunted house about like all the sins that send you to hell. Have you ever heard of those?
I don't know about that, but I really want to go to one.
Well,
That sounds like so
they
much
don't really
fun.
exist anymore because they were like insanely like
Oh,
like fucked up. So like the worst possible shit. But he wrote such a good scenario involving that stuff that a bunch of his peers before they like met him thought he was from Texas, and he's from like the middle of London.
wow.
Like, it fucking has the most British accent you've ever heard. but it's just like all the research and getting the work done. So you could definitely be the American voice for Warhammer. It's doable. You have the heart.
No, wait, I think Henry Cavill's British. Say
He's
Henry
something.
Cavill
He's
already
like
did that.
Canadian or something.
This
something.
fucking guy. This fucking guy. Out here living all of our dreams. No, that's funny. All right.
And last thing, I
bro,
cannot
but
wait
also,
for the
I wanna-
Amazon Space Marine 2 sequel thing.
I want to go to a haunted house where I walk into a room and there's like a mother holding a newborn baby,
Yes,
and she's
it's
like,
that.
I was raped, but I had to abort this baby, so I'm in hell now. And I'm just like, should I be here? Is this the
That's
place
what
I
it
belong?
is.
I don't
That's
think
what
I
it is.
belong here. Yeah, wow. That's crazy.
I'm glad.
They should still exist.
I'm
I
glad
want to
our
go to
audio
one.
is still on.
Ironically, yeah. Oh god.
Well, you didn't say
Banned.
anything bad. That's exactly what a goddamn Hell House is.
That sounds like hell. I don't want to go. I mean, I do want to go, but out of morbid curiosity, not out of any desire to actually be there. Outside
the
of morbid
croissants would be the
curiosity.
best, dude. In hell.
Oh, bro. Well, I mean, honestly, though, no. You know what it would be? It would be
No
like,
coffee ever.
no, it'd be like one of the protein bars that are like way too chewy.
Oh my
It'd be
god.
like all
yeah, the
dense.
one bars. Yeah, just like.
It's
oh,
all you
man.
can eat. It's just like I
Just
can't even chew
popping
this.
a
My
tooth
teeth are
out,
broken.
like ripping fucking fillings out. Like, well.
Just uncooked seeds and nuts. Yeah, doesn't sound fun.
All
right.
You ready?
Boy, am
so
I
do we
ever.
need blasters and stuff like off a rip, or do we need just this kind of like spooky?
Yeah, I mean, once the intro's done,
Okay.
you're gonna need explosions.
All right,
we're gonna
whip
be
it to
in it.
intro screen, and it's gonna be zoomed in on your
Right.
face. You ready?
I've been listening to Horus Heresy, so I'm ready to like fire and brimstone. I got this combat description
Alright,
down so
3,
hard. You're gonna love this.
2.
Wait, what? I'm just kidding. All right, so, wow, what do you want your character's name to be?
Good question. Let's call
Yeah,
him.
that's a good question.
Let's call him Darcinius.
Darcinius? Sergeant Darcinius. You find yourself strapped into the dark, cramped, familiar confines of a drop pod as you hurl at an almost unimaginable speed down towards the surface of a planet. This is not new to you. This is not a foreign experience. You've done it many, many, many times before. After all, you've served your Dark Angels Legion for a very long time. You've proven yourself on fields of battle many, and elevated yourself to the rank of sergeant, commanding a squad of your own. As you sit in this drop pod hurling towards planet, you contemplate for a moment the reasons for you being here, what brought you to this moment, as you do every time you hurl towards a planet's surface in a drop pod, or hurl toward another ship in a boarding torpedo, ready to take the violent, bloody action of combat to the enemy, the violent, bloody action that you live for and thrive at. At your core, you're not a killer, but at your core, you are made for killing. As
Darcinius
you
was
drop-
made for killing. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Your lieutenant next to you looks up and says, "Yes, brother. Yes, brother, you were made for killing, as were the
Sorry,
rest of us."
I was napping for a second. Are we there yet?
No, we are not quite there. We shall bring much devastation to our enemies shortly.
Or
You contemplate the months of vulture training drills, combat training drills on your ship. You contemplate your time spent with the Imperial Army. Your commanders, asked your chapter master to have his warriors walk amongst the normal humans, the normal folk, to help inspire them. And you did. You spent time with the army troops, and you got to know some of them in a cursory glance. It could be only that for one as you, who could live potentially hundreds, thousands of years, in fact. You are practically immortal. You will die in combat long before your body fails. long before your organs falter and you fall to mortality. Because your life is in itself combat. It's what you were bred for, it's what you were made for, it's what you were engineered for. And again, you excel at it. You think about chaffing at first at being put on this assignment. Your whole chapter being sent to accompany a compliance fleet. Normally, you're used to crusading, going out into the stars, finding new planets, destroying the enemies of the Emperor, heretics, demons, Xenos. But what you've been doing as of these last year or so with this fleet is killing once loyal servants of the Emperor who've lost their way. This doesn't bother you. Maybe it should. But it really doesn't. Killing is killing all the same to you. But the logical part of you, thinks that it seems not an appropriate assignment for such might. There's not been a single world that you've brought into compliance that didn't put up a fight that the Imperial Army couldn't handle, whether they used your forces or not. It's strange, but this is
Remind
nothing
me,
for someone of
Lieutenant,
your rank.
What does this Forge world create for the Emperor?
You would have known before that this Forge world holds a very sacred STC. In the Warhammer 40k universe, if you didn't know this, technology is kind of a strange thing. Humanity at some point gained access to the highest tiers of technology, anything that sci-fi classic has imagined. Gene manipulation, battle machines of the most devastating order, everything. All that knowledge has been lost, and what's left is a religious order of priests who protect what knowledge they have. The best example I can give is they might have access to an STC of a special light bulb that could be any color, and a paltry understanding of how to make it be any color, right? But they don't know why that light bulb can be any color. They don't understand why it works. They just know that if they put this certain program into a machine, it puts these out, and we know how to make them be any color. That's the most basic example I can give. This Forge world was known for making a very, very specific and intense, very intensive computer relay that's used for starships. It has the STC for a navigational thing.
Cool.
It's not the only one of these STCs of its kind, but it is still very valuable and very rare. There's only a few Forge worlds that produce this. It is the piece in a starship that takes information from all the sensors outside of the ship and computes them into a sensor, basically, a view of the battlefield. This is not something the Adeptus Mechanicus, even the most knowledgeable of them, could ever replicate on their own. It's completely lost technology. It's very important. Again, there's other Forge worlds that make it, but the loss of even one would be devastating for the Imperium's war efforts. Maybe that explains why you were sent with this fleet. Maybe it was just to bring this one world specifically into compliance. But again, you don't know that. As you fall through the atmosphere in your drop pod with your squad, now keep in mind you have a lieutenant, you have a heavy weapons trooper. Would you like him to be equipped with a heavy bolter, a last cannon, or a multi-melta?
Let's give him the multi-melta.
Nice. Short range, but devastating. And you have a special weapons trooper who can have either a plasma gun, a melta gun, or a flamer.
Flamer.
Alrighty. Your sergeant, or your lieutenant is armed as normal for the squad. He's just your second in command, should you need his assistance in anything.
Mm-hmm.
As we watch you and your squad fall in this drop pod, our vision moves away from you, and we see a column of tanks. Moving towards a distant wall. And this wall is massive. I mean, by any normal scale, it would be gargantuan, beyond that even. However, behind it is another taller wall. We see these tanks moving towards this wall. There's a gate, and they approach it. On the map, you'll see some really kind of disjointed looking images because I couldn't get good tokens. But there's 3 separate attachments of 3 Bane Blades each. Bane Blades are massive, super heavy tanks. Probably like over 100 feet long and like 20 or 30, maybe even 40 feet wide. I mean, they are massive and they're armed with huge weapons. Some of them have massive bolt weapons on them that are like giant rotary cannons, double barreled, that just shoot massive amounts of shells at the enemy. Some of them have giant laser guns. Some of them have even more archaic weapons on them. And in front of them are just squadrons and squadrons of Leman Russ battle tanks. Leman Russ battle tanks make up the backbone of the Imperial Army. They are stalwart, they are sturdy, and they can be devastating. There's all sorts of different configurations. There's Nova, Annihilators, Vanquishers, Regular. It's all there. Demolishers. And they are stalwartly advancing upon this wall with the Imperial Army by their side, which is, thousands and thousands of ground troopers just swarming around this deployment. You're not part of this, however. You're not even seeing this. If you were seeing it, you would see the attackers advancing on the gate, pouring tons of fire into it. But you would see that the gate holds. The defenders on the wall hold. They are pouring the weight of their fire on the enemy, on the attackers. The attackers are taking losses. And this is where your part comes in. As you sit, you see the Bane, we would see the Bane Blades and Leman Russes advancing, just attempting to breach the wall. And then we have it. We zoom back to your drop pod, and we see it making its final atmospheric approach. You see the green lights, the red lights within your drop pod start flashing red, green, red, green, red, green. They're going to do this 10 times. It's 10 seconds before impact.
So as a sergeant, I want to speak to the troops just for a second before whatever's about to happen happens.
So let's do it. Did you have time for a Fire and Brimstone chaplain level fucking speech? Let's go. Let's hear it.
Definitely
My
stand
brother.
up and
My brother and the Emperor.
Power sword in the right hand, plasma pistol in the left hand. Stand strong. Gotta find the voice again. Dark Angel.
I'm gonna have to retcon that.
Order of the Bloody Rose. Alright. I am Darcinius, Sergeant of the Dark Angels.
You nailed it.
That was men, and we are weapons. And weapons are useless in a shed. Make your way through those doors. I will not be the last to exit here. And just face the door as the light goes green, I guess. And then you had something that sounded like was about to happen.
Just, you can't stand up. You have to stay strapped in or you will die.
That's fine.
When it hits the ground.
Or just like armor lock or something.
You still give that speech just from a sitting position. As you finish right before impact, your lieutenant looks over at you and goes, "Well said, brother. I could not agree more myself. Let us bring death to these enemies of the Emperor." And boom, a cascading impact. I mean, just a really, if there was a normal human in here, even strapped into the thing you're strapped into, they would die immediately. It would be bad for them. But not even a half second after that, there's a series of explosions along the side of the pod as the doors blow. And I should describe what a drop pod is. It's like a teardrop shaped thing with 4 sides, and there's doors on all 4 sides. There's fins between them. You guys are inside of it. When it hits the ground, those doors immediately come down in a pedal shape, all 4 of them, and y'all are ready to rush out. So
where do we drop? What do we see?
So this is it. I'm going to move the vision over to where you drop. So you drop behind the walls. Now you can see the whole map here if you zoom out. There's the walls in the middle. There's the Imperial Army advancing, the tank icons in the back. And then in the front, you'll see 3 drop pod icons at the bottom. And then each of them have a Space Marine squad icon around them. And then the one has a sergeant icon with them. The
so
dude in
that's
blue.
us.
That's you.
That's us in mid. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then you'll see, I didn't find all the tokens I wanted, but you'll see those black lines are defense barriers.
Hmm.
Aegis defense lines. The blue circles are heavy weapon
Emplacements.
emplacements behind those defense lines, and then the other icons represent the squads defending those defense lines.
All right.
And then the whole building and the walls to the back, those are the even bigger walls. And your objective, you have been tasked, your squad specifically has been tasked with your main objective is to get to the command bunker.
Which
You
is
know the
behind
entire
us, yeah?
layout.
Or is it ahead of
What?
us?
It's ahead of you. It's
Okay.
inside the giant building. You guys, I mean, the Imperium built this complex, right? So you know the exact layout of this building. You know the exact way to the command bunker.
Mhm.
You really have to breach these doors and get in there because once you get inside, there's very few times,
Yeah, it's
you know,
like
normal
access to a
humans.
terminal and shit's over.
Well, it's even like their defenses out here are going to be a lot more formidable because they can bring weight of units to bear on you. Like out here, you can face 4 squads. In a tight hallway in a command center, you can only face a few, you know, traders at once, and you guys are fucking space marines, dudes.
That,
Like,
that
what's
being
up with
said,
that?
can I switch multi-melta to a heavy bolter, knowing we were gonna like breach, like try
Well-
to breach through this line?
The multi-melta, it's once you get inside, that's going to be handy, and
Okay.
you are going to have to
Okay.
breach the door.
All right, let's see what happens. Let's see
So
what
the
happens.
multi-melt is not the worst
we
choice
looking?
for your heavy weapons guy. Well, I mean, you guys have landed. I'm assuming, based on your speech, you charge out of the drop pod first.
Yeah, I would like to throw a crack grenade or a grenade of some kind. At
You
this
do have
emplacement.
initiative, and that's perfect. You do have both frag and crack grenades, but just to lay it out,
A crack is
you
like
come
an
out
anti-armor.
immediately.
Okay, yeah.
Immediately when you come out, there's last bolts, little what would be to you minor laser beams plinking off your armor. There's even some hard rounds, like what we know as normal bullets. You know what they call kinetic rounds. You know, pinging off your armor. You're already taking fire as you disembark from the defenders arrayed around this front door. The defenders you see are more mechanical than human. Most of them are in red robes. However, a lot of the red robes have been dyed or stained like mostly black, denoting them as members of the Dark Mechanicus, traitors to the Imperium.
Okay.
You see them wielding all sorts of exotic-looking weapons, some of which seem to like glow with green or red energy. You're not sure. Actually, you would be sure. You would know about rad weapons, one of the favored tactics of the Skitarii. These can be deadly even to a space marine. But you see the 4 lines of defenders arrayed around where the main door is. The main door is right in the middle, obviously. That's why wouldn't it be? And you are very close to it. You're still like, let's say like almost about around 20 meters from these defense encampments. The distance on this map is a little bit weird. But yeah, you are right there. Your squad is behind you. You have first initiative.
Would I need to move? Would I need to run up to get within distance to throw a grenade behind the first emplacement?
No, as it turns out, you're super strong, so you can throw a grenade 25 meters.
So I'm just gonna holster the
Which is
sword.
crazy.
I'm gonna sheathe the sword and toss a
Yeah,
grenade,
let's go.
keeping the pistol out, and like point forward.
Oh no, I just ripped off a tab. Alright, let's fucking go, dude. I'm
Take
bringing it
out
up right
their
now.
emplacements. Dark Angel, take out their emplacements. That's fucking weird. I'm losing it. Emplacements?
That wasn't bad though.
There's
That was
fucking-
like you did
maybe
like
something
a
else.
pretty good Scottish right
It's
there, I
something
think.
completely else now. Anyway, what do I roll
You
to
were-
throw a grenade?
You were Russian before though. Brother, is your accent changing? If you change it too much, mine might change as well.
Darcinius, Sergeant in the Dark Angels.
Dark angels. Dark. You're dark.
Under
the
command of the
darkest of
Emperor, I
angels.
would like to throw a fucking grenade.
Bro, let's go.
What
Let's
I
do
roll?
it. Throw that. I don't even know. No, you have to
Check
roll a
my
melee
character
attack.
sheet. Okay.
With.
Brutus.
I
A melee
don't know any
attack.
of those. No, obviously that's not right. It's a fucking range attack. Duh.
Weapon skill?
Come on. Yeah.
Weapon
Yeah.
skill
So what are you
6.
throwing? Frag or crack? You have both. The frag will
So
hit more. The
what am
crack will do more damage.
What am I looking at? Because I kind of want to blow up whatever the emplacement is itself. Because the crew.
If
are
you want to try and
negligible.
throw at the gun emplacement directly
Yeah,
in front of you,
with a
which is the
crack
last
grenade.
cannon emplacement, which
Yeah.
is not good for you and your squad.
And the
Yeah,
crack
then you would want
grenades,
to throw
like, tend
crack.
to stick. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so you're trying to just nestle it right behind that wall, in between the wall and the gun emplacement.
If
So
possible. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, the defense for this is going to be 7 because it's 5 plus 2
Okay.
because of the wall. Okay,
Okay.
but you should be rolling like 14 dice, right?
That's for damage. It's 14 plus 2 ED. I have weapon
No,
skill
but what's your
6.
No, but it's 6 plus initiative.
Oh,
It
6
should be
plus
at least 4.
initiative?
Yeah, and you get an extra half rank, which is 2. So
Oh,
you get
yeah,
at
yeah.
least
14
12.
die. 14 die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the silver metal one will be the wrath
All right, so you get to reroll 5 failures, or you get roll 5 more dice after this.
die. Okay, so we want 4 ups. Nice. How many more do I roll? You say 4?
5, because you only had 9 regular dice, and it should have been 14 plus the wrath die. What'd you get in your wrath die?
Alright, so wrath was a 5. I got
Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4 sixes, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 regular successes.
Okay, well. Okay, so you needed 7. You spend
Okay,
all 5 regular
so-
successes plus 1 of your 6s to meet
Yep.
that.
Yep.
And that includes your wrath die on the regular successes.
Yes.
Okay, and then how many 6s left over? 3 now?
3 left.
3. Okay, so crack grenade is 14 plus 2, so you have 5 total extra damage.
Nice.
So roll 5 more d6 and let me know how many 4 pluses you get.
And this also includes a wrath die, yeah?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Alright, so
Extra
wrath-
damage and soak are like the 2 things that don't include.
Oh, wow.
Because this is not a check.
Not a single on the extra. Not a
That's
single
okay,
success.
because you have damage 14 with minus 2 AP. So actually, you blow this gun emplacement to smithereens. It's like
Oh,
it's not
let's
completely
go.
destroyed, but it's
Let's
not
go.
usable anymore. And you kill 2 of the defenders here
Alright, sweet. Fuck
that are on
these
you, like the
Skitarii
one manning it
bastards.
and the one on the right side.
These
where you're
Skitarii
gonna-
are cowards. Look as they fall apart. Kind of continue to advance. I think that's all I could really do on one initiative.
Yeah, you move up. You move up a little bit. Yeah,
Okay.
you move up in addition. Well, no. So your squad will go on a separate initiative. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So the defenders to what would be your left, your right. They fire up next. That's going to be my next activations. There's 10 of them there.
Oh god.
They're going to take their quad autocannon and shoot it into your squad after seeing you throw that grenade.
How dare they?
And then the rest of the members are going to throw their rad rifles at the squad to the left over here.
What did my boys
Okay.
do?
Well, it wasn't what your boys did. It's what you did. They're shooting at you technically, but they can't because
No, I
You're the
mean,
squad.
do my boys act on my turn, or do they act on?
no,
their turn?
they can act next, or one of the other squads can act next.
Oh, sick. Okay.
Yeah, they're going to be like they're their own initiative now. So.
Our
Oh,
conviction
boy.
and resolve will hold us steadfast in the face of Skitarii cowards.
What's your defense?
Let's see. Defense is 5.
Okay. So that's we're gonna use that for the defense of your squad because it would be the same. You're not any more well defended than they are. So this is the autocannon, the quad autocannon. It's flat the dice.
Oh god, that looks like a
So
lot.
we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes and 1 extra damage to push. So that gives me a total of 5 extra damage dice because it's quad mounted, so it's 4 ED.
I'm going to die.
That's 2 extra damage. So it's 14 damage going into your squad, not to you. It's always going to go to your squad first if you have a squad while they're alive. So you see one of your battle brothers is just torn apart in this hail of heavy slugs coming at him, and another
Which one?
battle brother.
Regular
You
ones?
tell me his name, dude. Yeah, no, not one of the specials.
Okay,
One of the
yeah.
regular ones. Yeah.
I don't care about their names. Fuck them.
Okay,
Fuck
one of
them.
the tactical marines is torn apart in a hail of like heavy kinetic rounds, and another one you see his armor plink off some rounds and take damage, but like he's fine. I mean, he took some wounds, but he's fine. Cool. So you can choose left squad, right squad from your viewpoint, or your squad to activate next.
I think my squad, right?
Yeah, what do you want to have them do?
Advance on the exploded emplacement, and these cannons, right? My dude would know this. They can spin 360, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So maybe I would want to command them to go to disable one of the turrets, or try to take it over and kill the rest of them.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you could say, plasma gunner, multi-melta, go try and hit that turret. The rest of you shoot at the dudes in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I want the heavy to attack the emplacement,
You-
and everyone
you can
else
order
to
'em like that.
just try to All right, so, brother, I want you to use your your what would he call it, Melta?
Yeah.
Destroy that emplacement. The rest
a
of you
multi-melta, yeah.
Finish off the squad.
It will be done, brother, without issue. You see the multi-melta brother advances up. However, and you would know this, he's a little far away. So there's an extra difficulty to this roll, extra defense, because he's not at ideal range for the multi-melta. So he gets 12d6. We're going for defense 7 here. Oh, that's not good.
Fuck. Oh fuck.
Oh no, but I got 3 6s right there. So that's 6 plus a 5, that's 7. Okay, hold on. No, I got 4 6s, a 5 and a 4.
Damn.
Okay, that's actually pretty good. That's a pretty good roll. So
That's
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. So I can push 1 extra damage. The multi-melta has 16 plus 3, so I have 4 extra damage. I get 2 of those to go through, so that's 18 damage with AP minus 4.
Okay.
You see the gun emplacement over here is fully destroyed, and we'll say one of the guy who's operating it is killed in the explosion as well.
I like it.
Oh, I need to be rolling my wrath, so I can gain Root,
Yep.
which is the DM's version of Wrath.
Oh,
Or
we didn't
glory.
start with any, right?
You start with 2 Wrath every game. You don't start with any Glory. But you have 2 Wrath
Is there a
right
way
now.
for me to see that on the character sheet? Oh yeah.
Nah,
have it.
I
It's
would
in
just
notes.
write
It's in
it.
Notes.
Yeah, just type it in. It should still say 2 because you
Oh,
guys
okay.
didn't spend any
I'll
last
pen and
time you
paper
played.
it. I'll pen and paper it.
I mean, you can do it on the character sheet because you can edit that too, right?
And that wrath should probably follow me throughout tonight's thing. That way I would need to earn it. I'm not just gonna get 2 at every character swap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry, you're gonna earn you some Wrath tonight. Don't worry about that. It's gonna happen. All right. So boom. Other group. Okay, so that was the heavy weapon. The rest of them, I'm gonna do a general. They get like a massive amount of d6s because it's like a whole squad of Space Marines firing into some computers. They're gonna fuck these guys up. Yeah. Wow. I got 4 6s, 2 5s, and a 4. Okay, so yeah. Oh, 2 extra damage. So the squad in front of you takes another 3 wounds. They are at half strength. The squad man in the barricade directly in front of you.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. I like
with the
that.
rest of your squad's attacks. Yeah. So the enemy on the far right is going to go up next. They have a twin-linked heavy bolter on their gun emplacement. They're going to fire at the squad on the far right. And they fucking whiff that shit. He don't hit shit. The rest of that, goddamn it, the rest of that squad's gonna fire too. Wow. Oh boy. So they get just enough to hit a Space Marine. No push. They're rattling for them. Okay, so they just injure one of the Space Marines in that right squad with the
Okay.
radiation from the mad weapons. All right, what squad do you want to go next?
So it's mine or one of theirs.
Or you went with yours already. You can do the squad on the left or the squad on the right, or I can do them if you want.
Left.
All right, you wanna? They're gonna fire. They're heavy weapons.
Oh, am I in
This one has a
command of
heavy
them as
bolter.
well?
Yeah, why not?
Oh,
Fuck
shit.
it.
Fuck
You're
it.
the lieutenant.
Yeah.
You're the captain for this whole thing. Or
Yeah, I'll just
corporal. I
say
think
into the
that makes you a
Vox. I'll
corporal.
say into the Vox. All rinse and repeat, brothers. Destroy the emplacements, then we take the door. Just so they focus the actual heavy gun, because I feel like we can take these individual Skitarii, like we could shatter
Well,
them, but those big
yeah,
guns will fuck us up.
It's just that 20 meters because you guys. It's going to take you two rounds to cover the distance. So that squad on the left, their heavy bolter, doesn't do any damage to the gun emplacement.
Oh no.
Yeah. But they do kill they kill 3 Skitarii
Okay.
with their regular weapons fire. So that
Can
was
I
good.
spend a
actually.
wrath to say it was the person operating the thing?
Don't do that because it won't matter. Another person can just operate it immediately next round. And you can't be like wrath to say it was destroyed or anything.
Yeah, an extra dice wouldn't have put him over, would it?
No.
No. Okay, I figured.
All right, that squad's going to go next. They're going to unleash the Twin Wings Heavy Bolter into the squad over there.
Okay.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4 successes and 3 sixes. So that's pushing 2 damage with the Heavy Bolter, which gets +1 or +2, so 4.
Let's do another
So
machine
2
gun
Space
blast.
Marines, or 2 Space Marines in that squad are torn apart by the Heavy Bolter fire.
Oh, bro.
As the heavy kinetic rounds impact with their armor exploding. The rest of their shots do nothing as they fail to hit a Space Marine. Alright, so you have the last squad to go. They have a rocket launcher. They're going to shoot a crack grenade at the heavy gun emplacement. Totally hits. Wow. Oh my gosh. Push 3 extra. Yeah, they destroy the heavy gun emplacement very easily. And they hit. Oh, 2 extra arms. They kill 2 of the Skitarii from that squad over there.
Yo.
Initiative has now reset. You're up next. You are halfway to the wall at this point.
I make the rest of the way over and draw the sword and look for a Skitarii to destroy. I'm also glancing around to see about how far we are from like door controls or trying to get access to a terminal.
I mean, they're right behind this defensive line.
Okay, yeah. Then move in with the melee and move in with the men and get ready to fucking open this door.
You can power sword.
Lube the key with the blood of the Skitarii. Yeah, absolutely, power sword.
Boom.
Let's go.
All right, you move up. All right, so as it turns out, you have the dual wield trait, and you can shoot your plasma pistol in melee because it has the pistol trait.
Now, the plasma pistol, does it have anything like Space Marine 2 where you can do a charged shot? Or does it just kind of operate like a normal weapon?
You know what? I would need to look that up.
That's fine. Then
Which I will. So roll your weapon skill in the meantime.
weapon skill is going to be 14 again. So I've got 10, so I'm going to need to roll 4 extra. Okay. Fail, 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 fail. 1 6 so far. So that was 10. I need to roll 4 more. Another 6. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes, including my 6s. What is the defense? 7?
Yeah, no, their defense is like 3.
3. Okay,
Now that you're behind
so
the wall
3
attacking him in
regular
melee, yeah.
successes,
Oh, shit.
and then I'd be able to push. I
That's
only have
gonna
2
hurt.
6s beyond that, so 2 extra dice on top of the power sword. Which, let me see. I think I only have the glaive on Brutus. Yeah, chain glaive. Let me see if DeCamp had a power sword. No. What about Tuluk Ula? Tuklok Ula.
Okay, so you can fire it supercharge. It will deal 2d extra damage. So 2 extra damage dice, but on a complication, you automatically suffer 1d6 mortal wound.
Oh, well, fuck
Oh,
it. Fuck
wait,
it. We're
no.
going for broke.
Wait. No, just 1d6 mortal wounds. Yeah. Oh shit.
That's disgusting. Let's fucking go.
I'm
Alright,
sorry.
So for the sword,
What was the total damage
for
for
the
your plasma?
sword,
Your
I
power sword, yeah.
don't know. I don't have it on a character sheet, but I'm able to push
Oh,
2
yeah.
extra dice. And my ED
No.
for
Oh.
melee, I think is 2. It's the same with the warglaive.
Well, yeah, the plasma. So you get to push 2 extra. The plasma pistol. Sorry. The power sword. Yes. 1. So you have 3d total extra, and you get to add your strength of 11 to the damage of 5.
Okay, rolling the
So
3
it's
extra. I got 2
16
4s and a
plus-
5 on the 3 extra.
So it's 19 damage at -3 AP.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell me how it looks as you kill the last 5 of these Skitarii?
Yeah. So as I step over and kind of pull some cover, kind of like break, I don't know, some crates or knock a barrel over, step in and just loom over the Skitarii, I'm going to start charging the pistol, shove the power sword in the gut, and pick the one in front up while I shoot under his legs at the next guy.
Joe, that's disgusting. Okay. And you sort of just keep that momentum up through the whole thing, yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
Wow, that's impressive. That's really cool. I love it.
So for the plasma pistol, I would assume it's the same thing. It's going to be ballistic skill instead.
You don't need
It's
to roll
10.
that. It's fine.
I just want to see.
got
I
it.
want to see if it explodes and I
Okay.
die. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, that's fair. So you're gonna
Alright,
overcharge
so
it?
I got a 5 on the Wrath. Yeah. I got.
5, you're good then.
Okay, cool. Then no explosion.
So
he'll
yeah,
probably
between
die
those
as
2
well.
attacks, you kill all five Skitarists.
Beautiful. Let's go.
Um,
You'll love to see it.
the door looms ahead of you. There's a squad to your right. Still behind the lines. They're turning their guns towards you right now. They're actually going to go next, and they are the 9 remaining squad members are going to shoot at you with their rad weapons. Okay.
As they should. Excuse me.
Yeah, I mean you hear the guy. You're right there in front of him. Yeah, here it is. Okay, cool. What's your defense is 6.
It's 5.
1, 2, 3. Even better. Was. Yeah, I can push 1 extra damage.
Okay.
Radium
Great.
Carbine gets 1 extra damage already, so 2 extra damage. 1 goes through, so it's going to be 8. 8 damage at AP 0, but it has the rad trait, which I'm going to look up right now.
Is this going to my squad or me?
To each result equal to the. Oh, cool. No, this is going to you directly, bro.
Damn. Let's go. Let's
Right,
get
so I
ready.
get 2 more extra damage.
Fuck.
1 goes through, so it's 9 damage going
9
straight to you.
damage straight to my face. So then, do I roll anything?
Yeah, bro, you got your shock and soak. So,
So,
Um,
shock. I'm gonna change it to full.
Yeah,
I
change
have
it.
8. My soak is 11.
yeah, so spend a shock, goes down to 7, and then roll 11d6. Because right now you would take.
With a wrath die, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You only need to soak 2 to not take any damage, actual wounds.
I soak a bunch.
Alright, so you just
And I
take...
did not get a
you
1.
would-
I got a 3 on the Wrath.
Nice.
I
There's
soak
no
1,
wrath
2, 3,
wrath
4,
die for
5,
soak.
6, 7, 8.
So you soak all the damage, you take no wounds. There's only 2 damage total, so you take the 1 shock to soak, plus the 2 that you soaked. So you take 3 total shock, bringing you
Okay,
down to 5.
Down to 5. Got you.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Cool.
Ah, it burns me, brother. No, wait, he is Russian. It burns me, brothers.
It burns, but it does not hurt. You hear your lieutenant call from behind as the rest of your squad catches up to you, and they promptly eliminate the squad that just shot at you.
You could almost say, I am still standing.
I am still standing after all of this time.
Have you heard the songs of Eltonius, Eltonius John, the Noise Marine?
Eltonius Johansson, he is the best of the musical artists. He is always still standing. And also, I heard that he once walked himself the Yellow Brick Road.
He
An
is the
impressive
rock
feat
eat
for any man. Okay. We're
So we're
going to
at the door.
expedite
We're at the door.
your squads yet. So your squads quickly eliminate, everything. You guys go
Nice,
inside.
nice.
You and your squad specifically head directly for the command bunker, right? You just got to go for it. Your other squads are sort of clearing side rooms, securing your escape. And you do have to continue to leave brothers behind to guard, like, key junctions.
For sure.
We're like, this is a place where, a bunch of enemies come up behind us. So, like, Gladriel, wait here and, let me know if they come.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time you get to the command bunker, it's you and your heavy weapon brother left. He uses multi-melta to clear the door. You go in, plasma pistol charge, back against the wall, plasma pistol charge. Turn the corner, ready to just eliminate whatever's in front of you. There's nothing there. It's a command bunker of a Forge World. What is there? There's not nothing there. What is there is dead tech priests all over. All of them look killed in glorious fashion. Some of them maybe by chain weapons, maybe by bolter rounds, maybe by slicing. It's weird. Actually, no. Make an investigation, my dude.
Okay, I can do that. Investigation.
Which is going to be
3.
4. No, it's 4 plus 3. So it's 7.
7. Where'd I get the 4 from?
Well, that's your base.
3, 4,
Or no.
6.
Wait. No, it should be 4 plus 4 then, which is 8.
Okay.
Because plus your intellect, which should be 4. So you should have the 4 plus 4. Actually, I'm just going to look at the character sheet because I gave them all different things. Okay, so hold on. It's right here.
1, 2, 3,
Investigation
4,
is
5,
0.
6, 7,
Oh, no,
8,
it is.
9.
It's only 3. It's only 3 for you.
Okay, let me reroll.
Yeah. Sorry. And plus a wrath die, though, so it
Damn.
makes it 4.
1 success. No fail on the wrath. I got a 2.
With 1 success, you notice that they were probably killed by chain weapons and bolter rounds.
Damn.
But that doesn't spark anything further in your brain.
It seems they were killed by Imperial weapons.
Looking around the room, you see in one corner of the room there's a hatch. And the hatch is open.
Oh,
And you see a
fuck.
blinking red light from inside.
Mhm.
Actually, it's not the heavy weapons dude. Actually, the heavy weapons dude and your lieutenant is with you. And your lieutenant's like, Sergeant, should we call this in to command and let them know about these bodies? Would you like me to call our captain?
Immediately.
As you wish, as ordered, sir. And he goes on Private Vox and starts reporting that they found the whole
Private?
command cadre dead. Well, he's not going to fill your ear up with him telling you things you already know to the captain, right?
Okay.
Like, he's going to make a report of what you guys just saw. So, like, if you're like, okay, it's chain of command, you're entrusting him to make the report, you don't need to listen to it, It's not like a secretive thing. That's like normal because you have to
I
figure out
trust
what's
no
going on
one.
here.
I get you.
After a moment, though, he comes back. He says, Sergeant, the captain wishes to speak to you personally.
All right.
And he
I'm saying-
patches you onto the box. Yep, you key in and you hear a strong, dark voice, one you recognize very well. Sergeant, you've done a wonderful job so far with the assault. Please keep up the effort. I need you to go down that hatch you saw and follow whatever's down there. This is of the utmost importance to the chapter and our whole goal in this sector. Follow them now and let us know what you find.
Yes, Captain. For the Emperor.
You and your squad descend through the
Obviously
hatch down the
follow
tunnel.
orders for sure.
You obviously follow the orders. You almost kind of have to. You make it about 20 meters and you come across a big junction where there's like 4 or 5 sword pipes that all match, like in general, like all come together. And you're sort of trying to decide what way to go. You, your heavy weapons trooper, and your lieutenant, your lieutenant, are all gathered up having a quick little conclave, right? And as you're having this conclave, there's a flash of red light, and the heavy weapons trooper head just explodes.
Oh, oh.
It's an
color was the
obvious
light?
hit from red.
Mm,
It's an obvious hit from a high-powered last weapon,
hmm
like probably a last cannon, not even a multi-laser. You probably whirl around to see where it came from.
Of course, yes.
Before you can
immediately
even
look
ass-
towards. Yeah. Oh God.
Before you can even assess the source, as you're whirring and turning to find the source of this, your vision catches movement directly to your left, and a hulking figure in all black just towers out of the darkness toward you. Okay.
Uh huh.
So this figure is going to attack you with.
Can I use my wrath? To seize the initiative, just to swing at this fuckface.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. All right. Oh God.
That's the fucking movie you
One
can,
more
dude.
roll.
That's
Let's
the way
do
this
it.
game works.
Let's do it.
Of course you can. Let's go.
Okay.
I just put down all my dice. Let's go, dude. That's all you had to say. Make sure you mark the wrath on.
All right. And okay, I thought that was a 1. That was a 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's a 6. Boom. So I need 4 more. 1 more. Nice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, with the power sword. Let's go.
All right. All right.
Or are you gonna plasma pistol this dude?
No, sword. Sword. Yeah.
Or-
Die with blood on the blade.
All right. Tell me what you get.
So I get 2, and then I don't know what I needed to hit him. So how many of the
His defense is 8.
Oh, so I just hit him, like just barely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with your strength of
2
11
extra
plus 5, you have
dice, a 6 and a 4,
16.
so 3 extra. I don't
nice.
think
So you have
it'll matter.
16 plus 1 extra damage, so you get 4 total ED dice.
Okay, then 1 more. 6.
What?
1 more.
How many
equals 6.
successes?
So that'll be
Oh, so-
3, 5 successes with the extra.
We. Oh, okay, that's great. So yeah, with that then, as this figure looms out of the darkness, you bring your sword up, and for a moment, anyone watching would see a small band at your side. It's like a little. It's like hung off your belt. It's a little laurel. It looks like maybe looks like a scroll with like a laurel hung around it. Anyone who doesn't know that this marks you. This is the mark of Corswin. Corswin was the best swordsman in the entire he was the best swordsman of all Space Marines during the Great Crusade,
Oh shit.
and he was the first captain to the Lion L. Johnson, your Primarch, during the Great Crusade. Corswin was a consummate swordsman. He was better than Sevatar. He was better than Radaron. He was better than any of the best. He could have beat any Space Marine of his contemporary time in melee combat. And in fact, at one point, Corswin even drove his blade into a Primarch. wounding the Night Haunter, Conrad Cruz, when Conrad Cruz was about to deal a mortal blow to the lion, saving his Primarch. Since then, the best swordsmen of any chapter of Space Marines have been awarded the laurels, of course. And you hold those laurels as you are a consummate swordsman. You are the best in your chapter. And as you come in with your sword, you bring it up in a desperate swipe, partially blocking the blow that's coming at you. And then, in that very consummate fashion, bringing the tip of the blade down as you block the blow to swing it around to score the under armor and the chest plate of your foe. And you are satisfied by seeing blood there. However, it's a moment later that the blow lands. All right. So we are going to push 4 extra damage on this,
Oh, let's go.
plus the 3 the weapon gets, so 7 extra damage. 4 successes. It's 11. So you are looking at 22 damage at AP -4 as a chain fist, faster than you've ever seen a chain fist move before, slams into your gut, and you feel it cut through your armor and cut through your organs. Would you like to try and soak this?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay, so I would immediately drop 1 shock for doing the soak. Then I would get to roll 11 die.
And so your resilience is only 7 against this
Okay,
weapon because it's
perfect,
AP -4. So you were looking at 15 damage right now.
15 damage.
Okay, so you've dropped your soak down to 5, or your shock down to 5. So roll your soak value.
Alright. Okay, so that's a fail. Get these fuckers out of here. Fuck, I have 2, 3, 4 successes. So I'm dead.
4
My body's
successes.
dead, I'm
Yeah. That was, you needed 1 more to live, dude.
Oh
So-
shit, let's go.
Your consummate swordsmanship. You wounded this enemy though. You did damage to him, right? You hurt this enemy, that's really actually super important.
Yeah.
But your consummate swordsmanship not enough against 10,000 years of experience. You don't have 10,000 years of experience. You don't even have 1,000 years of experience. The foe you face, however, has 10,000 years of experience.
Not ideal.
As you fall, feeling no fear, feeling no regret aside from your inability to serve your legion, you even try to raise your plasma pistol for one final shot as a heavy boot comes down on your hand, pinning it back to the ground and crushing the plasma pistol. You see flashes of bright as you know your lieutenant is fighting this foe. And you see a flash of bright yellow. It leaves a tracer in your eye as your vision is fading of this white line that you know to be the shot from a melta-gun. And you're sure your lieutenant has been slain by that. But a moment before that shot hits, a moment before that happens, you hear in your Vox, Captain, we have encountered a foe in dark armor. He is skilled. The Vox cuts out, and your vision goes to black.
Nice.
As your life ends.
Damn.
Dun dun dun. All right. What do you think about part 1 so far?
Fucking sick, dude. That was awesome.
Lots of intrigue, right? That was cool.
That was great.
It was good. All right, let's take 5. We'll call it 10:45. We'll come back and we're going to sit down for part 2. You're going to be a whole different Space Marine, okay?
Let's go.
I will brief you on that when we sit down.
Sounds good.
Perfect. I love it. Oh yeah, gunner or driver? What's up, Blair? Brother, we have gathered at the prescribed time to resume our gaming session. This is good news for the Dark Angels
I
and
have
for
made
us.
bagel.
I don't think Dark Angels are Russian though.
They are now.
It doesn't matter because we make up our own lore because they recruit from everywhere. What's up? Hey, so gunner or driver? What's your
Uh,
pilot skill?
on Brutus, let me see.
Lieutenant Brutus. That's super funny, by the way. Ooh, I don't know. Oh, you have 5. It's not great. It's not
I'll
bad.
be a gunner.
Yes, better. Okay, cool. So let's talk about the Dark Angels chapter for a moment. Their chapters is unique among Space Marine chapters in that the Lion, the Dark Angels, any Grand Chapter Master, they are not Codex compliant as the Ultramarines are. Most Space Marine chapters, pretty much all except the White Scars and the Dark Angels, well, Black Templars. There's lots of exceptions, but most of them operate under the Codex Astartes, tactical squads, heavy squads, devastator squads, armored support, transports, blah, blah, blah. It's like a prescribed, written way of doing battle. The Dark Angels do not actually prescribe to this. The Dark Angels have their own sort of way of doing battle. Um, what they have is their companies instead of being most companies like first company, tactical support heavy, all that stuff. It's companies. Second company, tactical support heavy, blah blah. And you make them up. First company is your most better, and it goes on and on. So for the Dark Angels, the first company is all Terminators. They are known as the Deathwing. They are the most trusted inner circle members of any chapter of Dark Angels.
Oh shit.
And the Dark
Alright.
Angels do have many secrets. To become a Deathwing Terminator is an honor, unlike any other I mean, for the Dark Angels, an honor unlike any they could ever hope to achieve. It
How does one
maxes.
become a Terminator? Because you go from Space Marine to Terminator, right?
No, they're Space Marines inside a Terminator. They're just trained. They're chosen for their battle ability and then
Okay.
trained to use the heavier armor plating.
For
It
whatever
works
reason,
differently from the normal armor.
for whatever reason in my head, I had it like the Terminator was almost all tech, and it's like basically a spinal cord and a brain of a Space Marine, like in one.
No, that's Dreadnoughts,
Dreadnoughts,
basically.
Dreadnoughts. Okay.
That's
I
what
had those
Dreadnoughts are. And
misconstrued.
those are even bigger. That's
Yep.
like 4 Terminators stacked
Mhm.
on top of each other
Right. The
with
Terminators,
weapons
just for
on either
reference,
side.
from Space Marine 2 are the ones that are kind of like 1.5 times a Space Marine about.
The Thousand Suns in Space Marine 2, they will throw the Terminators at you. The Scarab
Once in a
call it
while,
Terminators. And so yeah, they're like 1.5 Space Marine size. They have the
And the
heavier armor. They're
Dreadnought
harder to kill.
is the homie that links up and is down for the slaughter. And in that
Do you
one
know what a
operation in the graveyard.
do you know what a dreadnought is though?
Mm-mm.
So if a Space Marine is wounded so heavily in battle, they cannot be healed, and they will die mortally. Sometimes they will put them inside of a sarcophagus that is basically like not if they can't be healed, like they won't die. So it's like if you like RoboCop, like if you have like your brain and your lungs and your heart is all that's left, right? That's it. That's all that survived. But like you could survive, but like we'll have to put you in a machine. Well, they were like instead of an iron lung, how about a bipedal killing machine? And that's it. So the core of a dreadnought, that middle part where you see the eye slit, inside of that is an actual Space Marine body.
Damn.
Inside of basically a sealed box filled with what they call amniotic fluid, and there's like cables connected to all of his nerves. And that's how he controls the dreadnought. So it's actually a Space Marine in there. So the oldest living loyalist Space Marine is Bjorn the Fell-Handed, who was at one point the right hand lieutenant of Leman Russ, the Primarch of the Space Marines during the Great Crusade and during the Horus Heresy. And Bjorn was mortally wounded at one point, and he was put into a dreadnought, and that dreadnought still exists in the like 10,000 years later. What's interesting though is for dreadnoughts, because once they go in there, they go a little crazy, as it turns out. So they're kind of put to sleep So they bring a dreadnought, it goes out. If they put a space marine in a dreadnought, he goes out, he kills some shit. They bring him back to the ship, and they're like, "Go to bed." And he goes to bed, and that whole time he dreams of violence and chaos, and he goes insane. So like the longer a space marine lives inside of a dreadnought, the more fucking crazy they go. So
So-
Bajorn the Fell-Handed is like literally fucking insane, but he's a goddamn killing machine. Like, first off, space marines nowadays in 40k don't even they pale in comparison to what even a basic space marine could like a sergeant, a chapter master nowadays is equal to like a captain during the Horus Heresy.
Okay.
Like it's
Shit.
like they were so much more well trained when they were pure. Oh, that's such a fucked up thing to say. Purity is better. No, that's not what I mean. But like the the Great Crusade was the Space Marines like focusing on themselves. Like they honed whatever thing they were good at, right? Every chapter is good at something. The Dark Angels are good at keeping fucking secrets and discipline because the Lion is the most loyal, right? Okay, so oh my god, we're gonna go on a lore rant. The Primarch, the Emperor, when he made the 20 Primarchs, he imbued an aspect of his personality and his being into each of them. So each Primarch represents a different aspect of his personality, a different person the Emperor could be, a different being he could be, and then that trait is passed down to their sons, right? So like they always said, Leman Russ was the executioner. He was sent to kill Magnus, and allegedly he was the one who killed the other two Primarchs who don't exist because there's two non-existent Primarchs. That's a whole different thing.
Mhm.
But the Lion represented that discipline and loyalty, right? Fulgrim represented that search for perfection. Magnus represented his power in the warp. Like they all represented something different, and that comes through in their traits. But Bajorn, the Space Wolves, and Leman Russ, they were, I mean, some of the most martially skilled Space Marines during the Horus Heresy. And like, you know, people like the Ultramarines still do and did then look down on them. And the Dark Angels, even more so because of their discipline. And looking
Well, I
at
think it's a lot of their
the
savage
Space Wolves,
nature
the
too.
feral side. It's the savagery. He represents the savage, feral side of the Emperor. It's just really cool, man. So, but yeah, at any rate, there's a Space Marine inside every dreadnought, and they're slowly going crazy, and they sleep when they're not killing shit.
I assume
Those
that's
are the morals
relevant.
of this. It's not relevant. You asked about dreadnoughts. I
So I'm
started
being a
talking. I'm
dreadnought.
sorry.
So I'm a dreadnought. Let's go.
Bro, we will get there though. We keep doing these one shots. Oh my god. Okay, so um actually, so the first chapter is the Terminators, right? That's the first company of
Right.
any Dark Angels chapter. Okay. The second company of any Dark Angels chapter is the Raven Wing. The Raven Wing is all bikers and land speeders.
Sick.
They all wear black armor. The Deathwing wear bone white armor. This is all different from what normal Dark Angels wear in their deep forest green armor.
Hmm.
So deep forest green for regular troopers, black for the Raven Wing, bone white for the Deathwing. The purposes of this are not clear to you right now. They will be revealed, maybe. They'll be revealed a little bit, actually, because you now find yourself on the flight deck of a ship in low orbit over the sport world of your
Okay.
battle barge, and you find yourself, there's alarm klaxons blaring everywhere, there's red lights flashing. You are being deployed, and you are a brother of the Raven Wing in this Dark Angels chapter. You wear the midnight black armor of the Raven Wing. You wear their markings upon yourself, and you have earned their honors. You are the gunner. You are the gunner in a land speeder, a small two-person hovercraft that holds basically a driver and a gunner. You're the gunner.
Let's go.
You don't know everything, but you know more than your predecessor did. Your predecessor being the character you played before you. You know the Ravenwing are sent out to track down targets of the most high priority. Targets whose priority is essential to the safety of the chapter and the well-being of the chapter. And you seeking out these targets is paramount to everything, including your brother's lives. This is one of the first truths that is taught to you upon joining the Ravenwing. Your mission, finding your target, identifying your target, and then marking them for the Deathwing to do what the Deathwing does. That is your only purpose.
Okay.
It prioritizes even the lives of your brothers. Okay?
Fuck them.
You see as you exit the dropship in your land speeder, you see tons, like hundreds of land speeders and little hovercraft exiting. You are sent to one place particular. You and your small air wing,
Oh shit.
which your land speeder is leader of, are sent to this sort of thing is common for you. You are sent to an exhaust pipe. This is a drainage runoff from the main forge city you were attacking.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pipe large enough for you to honestly you could fly your land speeder down it if you wanted. It's a massive gargantuan pipe that comes out of the side of a mountain and is dripping water. Sometimes it comes out faster, sometimes slower. Maybe you don't know, but right now it's just at like a stream's rate. There's a little bit of water in the bottom sort of coming out. It's from whatever coolant you think coolant because you have your armor on, so you don't smell everything, but it's not foul outside, so you think it's coolant, not like waste runoff. So it's coolant runoff from probably one of the massive reactors that powers this forge city. Your orders have been to wait and to hold, and that's it.
Oh
The three of
Jesus.
you formed out in this triangular pattern. You are simply watching this pipe.
I'm just
What
gonna
would you
watch the
like?
pipe.
What would you like this character's name to be?
Let's call him J.R.R. Warhammer. JR for short.
You saw the thing I sent you on Instagram the other day where the dude was like side by side with the man himself. And it was like a dual pistol shot clip from a game, but the person he was standing next to, his character name was John Warhammer.
Yes. Yes.
It's so good, dude. Games Workshop occasionally does these really sarcastic videos where they make fun of themselves, and the dude who hosts them, his name is James Workshop, and
Nice.
he's like, "I'm James Workshop, and I'm the king of Warhammer." It's like my favorite armies, the ones that do better than everybody else's, as you all know. They're very cheeky and sarcastic. They're funny videos.
I like it.
All right, James Workshop and John Warhammer, the two brothers.
Yes.
Jesus. Um, gosh. Okay, so let's. We're gonna. mm, Okay, I'm gonna adjust some of your stats as we go for this session. I mean, your weapon skill is gonna stay the same. That's gonna be the most important thing.
Better
So
not.
you're sitting. You said you watched the pipe.
I watched the pipe. Those are
Yeah,
my
make a
orders. Of course I
perception.
watched the
Which
pipe.
in this game, perception is called awareness.
Awareness is gonna
So
be
make an awareness check for me.
10 dice. Okay.
Oh, that's a lot of dice, dude. God, dude, you're pretty aware.
Alright. Fail, 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 fail. I have one success. I needed all 10.
You got one success
I got
on
one.
10 dice.
I got one.
Yeah. So a few minutes go by. You've been here for like a couple hours, and at one point you think you hear something. You think you see something. You get ready. You see movement. You fire your gun, and you just obliterate like what is like the equivalent of like a Warhammer raccoon. They call it like a rad waste beast or something. It's like
Okay.
a small furry animal that's not threatening. But like you got it. You just thought it was the traitors. And like you hear a line from your squadron commander who's in the middle land speeder. You're on the one to the right. And he goes, "Brother, what are you doing? Do not fire unless the enemy is here. You will give away our position. See the chaplain when we get back to the battle barge."
You see the chaplain.
Like
Mutter
to
in
open
his-
oh, you open box that to your
No,
sergeant?
No, I just mutter it in my
Yeah,
helmet.
good call. Do you open box it to the driver of your
Yes.
land speeder?
Yes.
You hear laughter. Excellent.
You saw it. That thing was coming right for us.
Look, yeah. It may have been coming right for us, brother, but the raccoons provide no threat to our land speeder. You are a little bit jittery. Maybe calm your nerves. We've done this sort of thing many times, yes?
You're right. You're right. I should shoot up some of those calm down meds they give us.
What are you talking about? That's not a real thing. Those are
Alright.
combat stims your suit gives you when we enter combat, and
Yeah, I'm always
hopefully
in fight
we'll
or
get
flight.
some of that good tonight. You know.
I'm obsessed. I'm addicted to combat. It's not. It turns out it's not the combat. It's the drugs I'm addicted to. The fight or flight
I do not.
response gets me so high.
Please do not tell me this. I will have to tell the chaplain. I
Oh,
will
you
pretend
do
I did not
now?
hear this.
Oh my
Do
god.
not mention it again.
Whatever.
Hey man, the Dark Angels not really known for fucking around with anything ever. Not even
Great.
once, actually. You can whatever bro yourself. If you want to keep messing with me, I will jink the land speeder so you don't land any of your shots. Is
Damn.
that what you want?
Damn.
Mr. Best Marksman in the squadron?
I'm trying over here. There's a raccoon. Listen, I gotta look at this pipe.
Alright. That was good interaction. Some time goes by. Do you like I mean you guys are just waiting here. Do you like try and want to do anything else? Do you say anything to your sergeant or squadron commander or anything? Or do you just sit and wait?
Um,
Like are you fully disciplined or are you kinda like a
I mean,
lone
he's
wolf? Because
antsy. He's antsy, but he's not gonna directly disobey an order. Yeah, no.
do you like ask your sergeant, hey, can we like explore this pipe? Can we do blah blah blah? Like
No.
you don't have to just disobey them. You can try and convince them.
All right. Hey, man. We've been here for like 8 hours. You want to just pull us up a little bit closer?
You are talking to me, Sergeant Vastus.
No, I'm talking to my driver. I didn't know you were on this channel, but yeah, sure. I'll ask you too. Why not? We should pull up closer. This is boring as hell. I can't see anything.
This is optimal range. This is optimal range for our targeting a race. Why would we want to be
You're
closer?
kind of hard to understand, man. Can you say that again? No, I'm kidding.
Do not, dude. Truth is, the rest of the session is going to be you getting disciplined by a chaplain.
I'm from
It's not going to
Space,
be good.
Florida. Listen, we don't talk like that. All right.
God damn it. Space Florida. You mean Cadia? No,
Yeah.
that's Catachin.
Yeah.
You mean no? It's Catachin Space Australia, actually. Oh, that's pretty good.
No,
Okay.
for real though. No, I would be like, Sergeant, is there anything particular we're looking for? I mean, I'd be willing to volunteer to go check out what's in the pipe. Been here half the day. My blood thirsts for battle.
Our orders were not to. Our orders were to guard the pipe. They did not specify against going in it. So why
Oh,
would you want to proceed this action?
are we protecting the pipe? Is something? Are we expecting something to come out of it, or are we expecting to be attacked from the rear here?
I do not know, brother. I think based on the orders, expecting something to come out of it. I think if you want to scout the pipe for a little bit, that would not be out of line. But make sure you stay in constant Vox communications, no more than 100 meters down.
All
Actually,
right.
you have to make a persuasion roll for
Persuasion.
him to say that,
Let's rip
which
it,
is what I
bro.
meant to make you do.
Let's
Rip
rip
that
it.
shit, dude.
Where is it?
Rip it. Come on,
Brutus.
let's go.
Brutus
He's
is a
gonna have
lone
shit
boy.
persuasion, you know that, right? It's
Yeah,
4. It's
persuasion.
terrible.
I'm gonna be so
Yeah.
persuasive. Watch this.
Well, it's low because I gave you all the good confidence.
Pro tip: I'm just gonna lie. No. I rolled one
Pro tip.
success.
No more than 50 meters down the chamber.
Oh. And yeah.
Which, like with your land speeder, that's like nothing.
Um. Okay, so he gave us permission to take the speeder in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's pull up.
All right.
So I'll tap my feet down from the gunner's position. Be like, you heard the man. 50 meters. Let's see what we've got.
The driver is like,
Do our
brother.
specs have NVG, or do we need to turn on like a spotlight?
okay, I mean, you have Auspex and Spotlight. you make your way, you go down, you very slowly. So roll an awareness.
Okay. I got 10 for that
As
shit.
you so your pilot brings you expertly into the tube, which is all three land speeders could fit in here. It's a massive tube, right?
Oh, okay. Okay.
And there's detritus and
Oh,
debris lined
fuck.
up
This is,
among the things flowing in.
finally got a 1 on the wrath die.
Right. Well, I get a point of ruin, which is cool. That's
Oh,
another
is
thing.
it? Is
I
it
have
cool?
my own mechanic. Yeah.
2, 3, 4,
I mean, it's fun to get
7,
it.
8, 9, 10,
You
6, 7. No, I have 7 successes.
Right. That's awesome. That's actually really good for you. So as you guys are approaching, your spotlight is swinging over the like debris and everything, and your heightened inhuman senses are scanning everything. Abhuman senses, and you're bringing you are piloting right now. By the way, a twin linked assault cannon.
Yo,
And that's the
that's
weapon.
kind of what I
Yeah.
pictured. Is that the one with like the
This-
banana shaped round feeders that like go down and it's like the 2
Yeah.
barrels? Yeah.
Yeah, and
Nothing too crazy.
two rotary barrels
Mhm.
mounted on one side of this land speeder. Yeah. So you're fucking and you know
Am I
what?
forward
On God,
facing or is it
if
kind of
you
like
if you
on
zoom in,
one side?
no, zoom in on one of these land
Oh,
speeders
okay, I
that
can
I
do
put
that.
on the map.
Give me a second here.
So the dude in this model, the dude is actually having a heavy bolter. So you have like a not that, but you have a rotary cannon with two barrels.
Oh,
And then you know
okay.
what? I'll say you have the missile launchers too that you see on the side here.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
you have those too. So you can use frag or crack missiles as well when you gun.
Okay.
Either that or your twin linked assault cannon. Okay.
I like it a lot.
And your driver is like the best driver in the fucking chapter. And like he has a power sword and he will hit motherfuckers with it.
He talks about
You've
his
seen it
family a
happen,
lot.
dude.
I didn't know Space Marines had family. He keeps saying
They
I'm
don't.
his
He
family.
doesn't.
It's weird.
Oh, that. Yeah. I mean, you're all brothers, but
Yeah.
there's no
His
families.
name is
It's that.
his name is Tom Doretto.
Whoa.
Meta.
No, Space Marines be like, what is this? A world with tons of orphans from war? We will make more Space Marines.
I just live
Like,
my
oh
life
shit.
1 6-inch charge at a time, man.
Jesus. Okay. So, with that, so you got 7 successes, you said?
Yes.
That's a lot.
7 on the awareness.
With that, as you guys are approaching the 50-meter mark, kind of trying to probe your curiosity, check this. You see in the distance, I mean, still another 50 meters distant from where you are, you see a small red light. And with that 7 on perception, you know exactly what it is right away.
Hmm.
And you're able to vox a warning to your driver in time. So the difficulty of this roll, your defense is increased by 2 because of your success. Okay.
Fancy.
Yeah. Also, you're getting shot by a last cannon right now.
Can I wrath the las cannon to make it have a shittier roll?
What? No.
Can I spend wrath
What are you
to like
talking?
turn one of your successes into a fail or whatever?
You wish. And one, you'd need a little bit more than that because I did pretty dang good on this roll. I got
Man,
three
whatever.
sixes. 6 successes and 3 6s. Okay, I gotta look up vehicles.
12, 18 successes.
18 successes.
I'd say you'd only need to find damage.
No, I got land speeder right here. Defense 5. So
Yeah,
I meet that.
13.
I'm able to push 4 6s on a crack missile. So that's 14 plus 2
Crack
plus 4, so
missile?
66. Yeah. Oh no, last cannon. My bad. That's actually worse. Sorry, I forgot what I said was attacking you. You're right. Good call. You should let me say fucking thingamabobs. This is 18. 3. Oh God. That's 5 extra damage, so that's 23 damage at -3 AP. Oh, land speeder. Yeah. So your land speeder is immediately destroyed.
Bullshit.
Um, you see your pilot's body blown apart in the explosion. As the vehicle crashes to the ground, you're able to jump off and you crouch behind a small pile of, debris and rubble in about just about 50 meters down this tunnel.
Nice.
What do you do?
Vox back to my commander and be like, "You were right. They're in the pipe. We're fucked. Send help." And I'm assuming all of the like weapons and shit on the vehicle are destroyed. What do I have on me?
You have a bolt pistol and a combat knife.
Damn. And they're 50 meters from me. Whatever shot at us.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
Take cover behind the destroyed vehicle, I guess, and wait for backup.
Okay. Um, it's not that much longer later that two land speeders speed down the tunnel. As they approach your position, one of them is completely obliterated by last
Oh,
cannon fire.
nice.
The other one starts laying down a full sade of fire onto the area where that fire came from. And you see your squadron leader lean down and put his arm out to you. Brother, grab my hand. Get on the land speeder. So make it was this agility or athletics? Agility, I think they call it in this game. Athletics. Yours should be 11. So you're gonna roll 11 plus the wrath die
Okay.
to
So,
grab onto this land speeder.
oh no. Where's the other one? You son of a bitch. Shit's gone. Oh well. Alright, fuck. Another fail on the wrath. My shit plugged in. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. So I need to roll 2 more. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes with a 1 on the wrath.
Nice. So you clamp onto the land speeder. It turns as the gunner is gunning down towards where that last cannon shot came from, and it goes to escape the pipe. As it does, one final shot reaches out towards it.
Oh,
It hits. And it does enough damage to cripple your land speeder as it crashes about 25 meters into the pipe.
oh God.
You're gonna take just 3 wounds straight up.
Oh, okay.
The gunner on this land speeder is killed, and your squadron commander remains side by side with you. You guys take cover amongst some debris, and there's like some tense minutes. And your like internal voxing, your sergeant is like, make no move, make no sound. We will ambush them as they come down this way. They think they have killed us all. We will still get them, brother. Remember, we hunt the ones in black. If we see one, we activate the protocols immediately.
5.
He says this in a very serious tone. Again, your number one goal is to hunt these mysterious figures in all black armor.
Oh, fuck yeah. I thought I had all black armor.
Wait, yes, you do. It's a different shade of black. Yours is like really dark black. This is more a gray black.
Oh, mine's more like a blue
Um,
black. They're like a red black. I think there's a subtle
yes,
difference. You can really
exactly.
notice it under like red lighting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you.
Yes, yes, and
And this is
also,
all in
you know,
character. He's saying this.
we have been briefed, and you know what you're looking for. They are the ones. Yes.
Okay.
So yeah,
So
that's
does
actually a
he
really
have
good
any
point. Now
grenades
that
to
you
give
mention
me?
it, no, hold on. Yeah, you have grenades. You can have frag cracker. You have this.
All right,
That's
good.
fine. Dude, if you want to make a tech check and try and recover a weapon from one of these land
I
speeders,
would
you can do that.
love that. That would be raw. All right, let me
Well,
see. Tech. I'm about to make a tech deck with my 3 dice.
it's not great.
2 successes.
You try really hard, and you get it. You get the weapon working, but like you can't. It's not. It's only. It only shoots at the ground. It's just not good. It doesn't shoot very fast. It jams a lot.
Okay.
It's just not.
No,
Yeah.
I want to have as many grenades as I can.
Sure. No,
But
you have three
pistols,
each.
pistols,
Three
dick.
each frag and
Yeah.
crack.
All right, cool.
So what you had been told, I mean, with the Ravenwing, they brief you. They're like, hey, go in here, find this dude. Let us know where he is. That's really all you know. In this case, you were like, go in here, watch this space. If you see any really suspicious dudes who look like us, let us know. And that they give you those kinds of orders all the time. They're like, we need to know about any space marines that you see, like Trader Space Marines. And you're like, all right, we normally do that. And they're like, yeah, but we like really need to know, especially if they're dressed in all black. You're like, I'm dressed in all black. And they're like, yeah, it's a different black, like a gray black. So, you know, you're on the lookout for that kind of thing.
Yeah, I've heard stories of this horrible fighter for the bad C word, and he has all these faces that he puts on his armor. He likes to tan them and eat them. But I feel like I'm oversharing. What's your name?
Brother,
Just
you
like, yeah,
you know
like
my name. I am Brother Latvius.
Latvius. Oh,
Brother, you
that's
know I am Brother Latvius. I am your squadron
Latvius.
commander. And yes, we have all heard the tales of Lucius the Eternal.
Yeah,
It is not that
my
the faces are stretched on his spikes, it is that the faces become part of his armor. Should he slay you in battle, he will inhabit your body, and your face will become another part of his armor. A most
damn.
morbid and troubling tale. Let us hope we do not face Lucius the Eternal this day.
Yeah, let's
It
hope
would be
not.
most bad for us.
Let's hope not Latvius. Latvius. I think my grandma was taking Latvius when she finally had the stroke.
That's a very cute joke that would have made sense in the year 2024, but in the 41st millennium, we do not have this
What
Latvius.
do
I
you
do
know
not.
of the past? How would you know that? It sounds very heretical what you're saying. I will tell this to the
I
chaplain, and
blacked
you
out.
will
I
also
blacked
be
out for
punished.
I blacked out
You will
for a
be
moment.
punished by
What
the
did I
chaplain
say?
alongside me. It is decided.
We will be punished together, brother.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, if we survive this night. At any
Emperor
rate, so
willing, brother.
do you think this enemy is advancing on us? I think they are.
Let me
So we should
take
be
a look.
quiet.
Let me take a peek.
Oh, you gonna roll that awareness?
Hell yeah.
Let's see it, dude. Let's go.
Let's
Roll that
take a
fucking
peek. I'm gonna
awareness.
stick my helmet up from behind the wreckage and
You immediately get shot.
a
Just
shot in the
kidding.
dome piece. Okay, so I need to roll 9. I need to roll 2 more. Oh, nice. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 successes.
That's incredible. 10 successes is really good.
10 successes
Wow.
on 11 or 10 dice.
How many sixes do you have?
2.
Wow.
I think I had 2 fails.
Oh. So you can push both of those successes for extra results.
Sure, I would love to do that. Let's see what
Yeah.
else I can see. What do my elvish eyes see?
Yeah. You see the orcs approaching from kilometers, miles and miles away. No,
They have two
what you see
hobbits with
though,
them.
yeah. What you see, yeah. What you see is advancing towards you, you catch a glimmer of movement. Um, there seem to be three figures. One has a heavy load on his shoulder. One seems to be walking casually, and one is almost pent up with energy and aggression. Um, and with the extra successes, you're able to make out the color of their armor. The one with the heavy load on his shoulder, presumably the last cannon trooper, is wearing silver armor with black and yellow details.
Hmm.
The one in the middle who walks casually is dressed in midnight black. It's a grayer black than the armor you wear. And the one behind seems to be in red armor.
All right, sweet.
You make this out as you see them moving between barricades until they are in a barricade that gives them ideal firing distance and view on you. You have but a moment to react, knowing with certainty that they are about to fire on you.
Yeah,
What do you
sure.
do?
Fucking throw a grenade. If I can only throw one, I'd like to throw all three, but I'll
That's sick.
throw one.
Cracker frag.
Frag. I want to hit all of them.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Weapon skill.
So weapon skill, which is 6, I think 14 actually. Holy shit. So I got to roll all these plus 5. Oh, one on the wrath. Awesome. 2, 3.
Oh, that means it deviates.
Deviate like
Bro.
a
Oh my
septum.
god.
1, 2, 3, 4. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes with a 1 on the wrath.
None of that matters. This is scatter dice.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So because you deviated, because you rolled a one on the wrath dice, this is gonna deviate. So it
Nice.
goes 1 meter off target. So it actually still hits all three of them.
Oh, thank God.
And you get to push one extra damage. So you have three total extra damage.
Alrighty. 1 went through.
All right, 11 total damage to AP 0. All these enemies take one shock, but none of them are actually hurt in any meaningful way.
Oh, fuck. We're done
Yeah.
for.
And you see from behind the barricade like anger. And
Boo, you're stupid. Fuck you.
immediately a last cannon shot launches out of the room behind.
Launches out of their behind? Damn.
Yeah. I got exactly enough to hit you at three
No way.
AP. Two extra damage, so 16 damage. But this actually doesn't hurt you. This destroys the barricade you and your squadron leader are hidden behind,
Oof.
completely exposing you.
Nice.
There's enemies, yeah, we'll say 20 meters to your right, like front right ish.
Mm-hmm.
Behind, they have their own barricade, and now you guys are exposed right there, and it's your initiative.
Cool. Are there any more barricades to our left or behind us?
There's no more to your left. There's one behind you to the right a little bit.
All right, I would like to throw a crack grenade at the barricade in front of us and then try to move as close to, if not behind, the barricade that's behind us.
Sure. To make it in one movement, you'll have to do an extra move, which would mean a multi-action.
Okay.
So it would make the difficulty for your grenade +2.
Okay. So I'm rolling grenade right now. I've got so far I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. I got to roll 5 more. 6, 7 successes.
That hits. That's perfect.
Nice.
Would you say frag or crack?
Crack. Because I'm going
Nice.
for the
So you get
the barrier itself.
2 extra damage.
Oh, sick. Let's go. Nothing.
All right, 14 damage with AP -2 is still enough to bring down that barrier and expose the Marines behind it, who you see.
Okay.
The one with the heavy burden on his shoulder stands up straight, stiffens his back, plants his feet, and starts charging for another shot.
Oh.
The casual one looks at you. You can see red armor that's gleaming in his eyes as he lights a power fist at his side and raises a plasma pistol towards you.
Oh, fuck.
The third Marine in red, who seemed to be braying with energy, just immediately charges at you. So you're going to take 1 power plasma pistol.
Uh-huh.
It does not hit.
Thank God.
No. And then your squadron commander is going to go next. You see him pull out a bolt pistol. And he shoots at the oncoming Marine in armor. Wait. 1, 2, 3. He just hits. No extra damage. Well, 1 extra damage on it. It doesn't go through. And he does 1 damage to the Cornite Marine.
Cornite.
All right. So, next up is the final dude, which is the Cornet Marine. He just moves. He is on top of you at the end of his move, but he can attack you. Back to your turn.
All right. I have no melee weapons, I don't think. Does it give me a disadvantage to try to throw a grenade while someone's in my face?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Then, well, this dude that's on top, like real close to me. What's he bearing down with? What's he got?
He appears to have some sort of chain weapon. It's like a large chainsaw.
Okay. Fuck. I think I would like to take out my combat knife and try to just engage in melee with this guy.
All right, roll weapon skill.
Will do. 14 dice, baby. Alright, 6 on the wrath. Let's go. Fail. Okay, so that was 9, so I need to roll 5. Fail, success. Success, fail, 6. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11 successes with a 6 on the wrath.
Oh, you critical hit this dude. Oh my god. And
Let's go.
how many 6s did you get out of those
1,
11?
2, 3, 4.
You can push 2 of those to extra damage. So your total is 3 extra damage. And you're going to get a critical hit. This is so cool.
A 6 and 2 successes, so 4 on the extra.
Or they're not double. The 6s aren't double on the extra damage. So
Okay,
it's 3
so
extra damage.
3,
So
3 extra damage.
it's 6 plus your strength, which so 17 total damage. It's
Oh.
AP 0, but you get a critical hit, which is awesome.
Okay. Can I spend a wrath to try to, like, damage or otherwise remove?
You can spend your
his
1
hand?
point of glory. If you want, you
Just
could do
one
that.
of the
Yeah, I
hands,
guess.
knowing he can probably use the weapon with the other hand.
Well, yeah. Well, normally you would do that like before you roll the
Oh,
attack
that's
roll.
fine. That's fine. I'll do it.
No, no,
I'll
I
do
like-
it later in combat. That's cool. I know we're wrapping up here.
No, you should be able to do it though. I think.
Okay. I like it.
All right, so roll. Okay, this is gonna get complicated. For your critical hit, or actually, that can count as your critical hit instead of whatever effect
Yeah.
would have.
Yeah, sure.
You literally disarm this enemy.
Nice. So it's
Which
a
means
combat knife,
he-
which is the size of like a short sword.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's fucking wild. Anyway.
Which means this enemy then is going to attack you with their combat knife. Because they no longer have their eviscerator. With their one remaining hand, they pull out and attack you with their combat knife
Yup.
with a +2 difficulty. So what's your defense?
Defense is
Or
gonna
it's
be.
said it's 5, so
I
it's
think
gonna be
it's
7.
5. It is 5.
Yeah, so it becomes 7. I get exactly 7.
Oh. How dare you?
15. So it's 15 damage and AP 0.
Okay. So
So you can either take 4 wounds or do the whole soak thing again if you want.
I'll do a soak.
Huh?
Shock. Wait, let
Oh
me
no, you
check.
used all your soak. Oh, that was the other character.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
I'll
good.
spend a shock. This is probably the last time I can do it. So that lets me roll 11 dice. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fail, but no one. Boom, boom. There we go. So that was 9. 2 more. Fail, fail. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
Okay, that's great. So you take no actual damage, but you lose 5 total shock.
Oh, that takes me into the negative.
No, you would have replenished. So you're down. It's fresh shock every time.
Okay, so it was the 1 for doing it, and then 5. So
Oh no,
6
but
total.
you shocked from the last cannon
Yeah.
shot. You're right. Sorry, I was
Yeah.
thinking of the other character. So yeah, you now have a +1 difficulty to everything you do, and you can no longer soak.
Yep, makes
So every
sense.
damage you take from here on out is all wounds. Okay.
Let's go.
As you're fighting tooth and nail, you cut this dude's arm off. He comes in with a combat knife, stabs you solid into the gut. You're holding him off, punching at him. As you're doing this, a ball of blue energy streaks towards you.
Oh fuck. Here we go.
Yeah, you're fired upon by a plasma pistol. 1, 2, 3. All right. Oh, I can push 2 extra damage,
Ooh.
and I did get a critical hit.
Okay.
I got a 6 on the Wrathy there. So that's probably going to be problematic for you.
Yeah, whatever, man. I'm having fun.
I'm excited. Honestly. So 3
Shoot
total
me in the
eating.
head, homie.
I got all 3 extra damage. So it's 18 with -3 AP. I'm gonna look up the critical chart now, but you can take some damage. Alright, first dice, second dice. I got a 16 on the critical chart. Headshot. A well-aimed shot tears ragged chunks of bone and brain from an opponent's skull. The foe reels from such a violent strike, covered in gore and unable to focus. Target suffers 1d3 wounds and is staggered. Severity +1 wounds. Keywords, that doesn't matter. Alright, so I'm gonna use my 1 point of ruin to push that. So it's gonna be 1d3 +1 wounds, which you're gonna have to take because you're out of shock now.
Whatever, dude.
So you're gonna take 3 wounds right now from the critical effect. Yeah.
3 wounds. Okay, so that takes me down to 4. Dangerously close to dying. So, do my dudes act next or me?
Your squadron commander acts next.
Okay.
Sorry, I used some peanuts. And they're delicious, but Sorry. You hear on your internal box. JIR. Fight them for a moment longer. We must just hold out. Our brethren are on the way. It is our duty to bring the spear of the Deathwing there where it belongs. And you hear his death rattle as the Space Marine with the heavy burden on his shoulder just last cannon, like straight up obliterates your squadron commander.
Nice. Nice.
His words turn to dust in his mouth. But you do see.
Guess who's not going to hear about my bullshit earlier? The chaplain.
What you do see in the ground where he stood is something implanted into the ground, like a spike dug into the dirt and the debris, and it's blinking white on top. And you obviously know this to be a teleport beacon for your Deathwing brethren. As you notice this, you turn up, look back just for a moment, as this Marine you're fighting has produced a chain axe off his back, and he swipes down to decapitate you
No.
and your life ends.
My head.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to eat corn chips without my head?
You can't, bro. That's just it. You just can't.
Rest in peace, J.R.R. Warhammer. God damn.
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm.
That was sick. I was definitely
Or it's not a-
picturing it in that that coloration and art style of what we were watching playing Magic.
Oh yeah, dude, that dark.
Yeah, that like black and white with
That's
just
sick.
the armor color. Yeah.
Well, good news.
It felt very Half-Life 2 as well, like being in the pipe.
The good news is that was only part 2 of 3.
That's great.
Yeah.
Dude, could you imagine a fucking explosion in a drainage pipe? How loud that shit would be?
Oh yeah, you go deaf if you
Reverberation.
weren't a fucking space marine with
For
power.
sure.
Deaf
For
and yeah,
sure.
bro. So the way normal people die in the 41st millennium is crazy. I mean, sometimes they do like just die normal, but like also you get like vaporized. Like a human getting hit with a plasma pistol, dude. Like,
Done.
what do you think that does to a person though?
It's a
Like, not even
disintegration
just
ray.
dead. Like,
It like separates
yeah.
your atoms. Yeah.
Mm.
Because that's not a
Mm-mm.
weapon. That's not a weapon that like burns a hole through a human. It like melts them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I kind of picture it as if we want to get as grimdark as you want, like yeah, it shoots through them, and for like the next 4 to 6 seconds, like from there, it looks like when you like light tissue paper on fire and like the ember is spreading really fast, and they're just like feeling all of it, and then it like hits their chest cavity and their skull, and they're done.
I think if you overcharge a plasma pistol and shoot
That would
a
just
human,
splat them. Yeah.
they're just done, right? They just evaporate at that point. At any rate, you're due to the intel that your squad gave back. The Deathwing now has a bead on the traitors. The last part of this mission is going to be played in Theater of the Mind.
Sure.
Because I made a third map, but now I realize the final confrontation was never going to take place where I made the map for it. So we're not going to use that map. So this is it. You become a member of the Deathwing, and you learn a terrible secret. As a member of the Deathwing, when you're inducted, you learn something awful. It's world-shattering. Your Legion, the Dark Angels, they betrayed the Emperor.
Oh fuck.
During the Horus Heresy, at the end of the Great Crusade,
No, they didn't.
yes, they did.
No.
Nearly half.
No, I won't
No,
hear it.
no.
I won't hear it.
There's books to prove it. Nearly half your Legion sided with the Lion's #1 advisor, his first Lieutenant Luther.
Yeah, I hate
Luther
those
had been-
guys.
That's why they betrayed you guys. Yeah, exactly. It's that kind of attitude though that really brought this whole thing about, if I'm being honest.
yeah,
But-
yeah. You're right.
Hey, as they say,
digress,
it's in your nature.
truth.
Because you're Sons of the Lion, and he was a pompous douche. Fucking, yeah. Yes, have your legion betray the Emperor. This is a secret that's kind of not a secret, but it's a deeply kept secret. And it's what leads your legion on. Now, the line troopers, the first trooper you played, he doesn't know about this.
Hmm.
Even the Raven Wing doesn't know about the betrayal. They just know that there are targets of extreme importance and high priority. Targets who will see a Dark Angel's force abandon an Imperial war fleet to go pursue. To literally pack up and walk away in the middle of battle to go track down whatever rumors they hear about these targets. But as a Deathwing, you know the full truth. Those targets are traitors. They're Dark Angels Marines who turned during the heresy. They are 10,000-year-old veterans of the law. And you exist only to bring them to justice. If you can bring them in alive, drag them to your chaplains, kicking and screaming for interrogation, even better.
Doubtful.
If you can't,
Doubtful.
if you can't, their deaths are just as equal. You and your brothers prepare to teleport down to the plane of the surface. A line marine early in the engagement noticed something suspicious about the command bunker. After he was lost contact with, Raven Wing units were deployed to watch all exits from the city and make sure no one was trying to escape in a clandestine manner. One of those units reported contact with an enemy that could only be of Astartes class. This could only be one thing. Well, it could be many things, but you know for a fact it's those enemies that were escaping the Forge city. And you hope beyond hope that it's one of your forlorn brothers, one of those fallen who has lost their way, and is so ready and so begging for your righteous vengeance. So, you're gonna be a Terminator. You're a Deathwing Terminator. You have a couple options. Deathwing Knight gets a shield and a cool mace. Um, Renegade Deathwing Terminator gets a melee weapon and like a power fist. Or you could be like a Terminator Librarian, and you could get psychic powers and a force weapon.
That sounds cool, but for the sake of expediency, I think I want to go with
Yeah,
the
it's
first
probably better
option.
not to do Librarian. Yeah. All right. So you step into the teleportarium, which is just like Star Trek. It's just like a pad on the ground,
Oh,
like a console
shit.
next to it.
Let's
With your brothers, something you've done probably hundreds, if not thousands of times before. Reality distorts, you fold in on yourself, and then you unfold again, and you're somewhere else. You're in a dark drainage ditch. You and your brothers arrayed around a small beacon implanted into the ground, glowing a yellow-white pulse. That moment of transition, you bring your bolter up, you sway around the room, make an awareness check.
Let's go. Let's fucking go. Let's motherfucking go. Alright. Bop, 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 bop. Holy shit, I am ass. That was 9. I get 1 more. Fuck. 3 successes.
You see nothing of interest. A moment later, a beam of red light stabs out of.
It shoots my cock off. What happens? Oh, fuck.
We're gonna find out what happens. It does not target you. It targets one of your brothers standing next to you. And I gotta say, this dude fucks hard because holy shit. You see one of the brothers next to you go down as a heavy red bolt. I mean, the kind of weapon usually used to take down a battle tank pierces right through his thick Terminator armor. It came from the far side of the corridor. Your squad begins to advance that way. Do you do anything?
Am I able to act? Yeah, I would love to. Fucking both barrels and start walking forward while shooting the heavy bolters towards wherever that came from.
Well, you have a bolt pistol.
Oh, I have a bolt pistol? Yeah, fucking.
Yeah, and
Oh,
then
I'm
you
a
have
Terminator.
a power
For some
fist and you
reason,
have a shield.
I
Yeah.
tripped balls and I thought I was a dreadnought. Yeah. Fucking
Oh,
throw
that'd
another
be sick. We'll
grenade,
get
bro.
there
These
one day.
grenades have been going crazy. Throw a grenade.
Well, okay, so you throw a grenade towards where you saw the bolt come from. You're
Hell
not even
yeah.
certain where it came from, so there's more difficulty on this roll
That's
because
fine.
your perception
That's
is so bad.
fine.
But yeah, so roll it. Roll that weapon skill.
Weapon skills 14, baby. Okay, so. Okay, fucking a 1 on the wrath. Fail, 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 fail.
I'll take that.
That was
Point of
9,
ruin.
so then I
Thank you
roll
so
another
much.
5. 1, 2. Fuck, this sucks. 5 successes.
That's not even a hit on this target's armor, so your shot deviates. It deviates 5 meters back towards you and explodes in between you and where the shot came from.
Hell yeah.
A moment later, a pile of debris that's next to you moves, and a figure with one arm jumps out of it, revving a chainsword, and he goes to attack one of your brothers.
Oh, this cocksucker. Fuck this guy.
Yeah. He gets a hit with no extra damage. So your brother just loses a little bit of shock, but does not die or anything.
Alright, okay. Take that.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to the nitty-gritty here. A few more moments of battle pass. You're firing your bolt pistol. You finally see between your bolt pistol shots and some combi melted shots from one of your brothers, you see the figure who has been pouring last cannon fire into you go down, but not before he slew another of your brothers. The figure with the chainsword in the one arm fights for a minute. He kills the Space Marine and he heavily wounds your librarian. It's down to you, a heavily wounded librarian, and one other brother.
Shit, dude. Okay.
This is when you see him hulking out of the darkness. A figure. The blue glow of his plasma pistol first giving him away. And a moment later, the blue light of his chainsword igniting and lighting up the other side. You see the dark gray, gray-black. You see the dark gray-black armor. You see the familiar chapter symbols, torn and scratched and worn from 10,000 years of combat. You know, this is what you seek, who you seek. This is one of the fallen. A veteran and warrior beyond reproach. You have been sent to take and bring back your chaplains for interrogation.
Is it his turn?
No, it's your turn.
Oh,
We started
fuck
initiative
that guy,
anew.
bro. Fuck that guy. The dude in front of me, he chopped up my homeboy, right? How far away is Big Dick?
Oh, sorry. So Chop Up Boy and Last Cannon Boy are dead. That was the expediency, was just to get rid of them.
Okay,
It's
so
you,
how far away am I from
one
this
brother,
fuckface?
and a heavily wounded librarian versus this fallen. You're going first.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll just, if I can close the distance, I'll...
You can
go
make the distance. You can melee
beautiful.
him.
I'll swing the chainsword at his ass.
You have literally a 3-headed flail. That's called, like, I think they call it, like, a flail of
Oh,
retribution.
it's like a
Like, you're
censer?
so into...
That's sick.
Yeah, like honestly, take your phone and just Google Deathwing Knights real quick. And just check it out real quick. Do yourself
am
a
I
favor.
rolling
That's you
weapon
right
skill?
now. Yeah, for sure.
I will look that up. So that was 9. I gotta roll 5. Fail.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, 1,
Google
2,
Deathwing Knights.
3,
You check
4,
that shit out for yourself.
5, 6, 7, 8 with a 6 on the wrath.
8 with a 6 on the Wrath? Are you gonna critical hit
You
this dude?
said, what am I looking up?
Deathwing Knights, image search hit.
Deathwing-
You have the Mace of Retribution. It's sick.
Oh, that looks raw, dude. Hell yeah. That's a dope color scheme. Just like the tabard is the green, everything else is like that bone white.
Yeah.
That's
No, bro,
cool
you
looking.
should. You could do this with your Bulwark and Space Marine too, if you
Oh,
change the
fuck yeah.
tabard color.
That would be sick. I
And
wish
do-
they had.
yeah,
I wish they had a flail. They'll probably end up adding it. I would assume.
they might. I don't know. It's
Some
not.
weapons.
I mean, it's not
It's a
one of the
little
common weapons. It's
specific. Yeah.
only for the Deathwing. Yeah.
Not
Oh,
to
so you see 8.
digress.
I don't know which model you're looking at, but if you look, if you do the image search and click on the Joy Toy model and look at the picture, there's like on his belt is a little blade in a red scabbard with a purple rope around it, and that's the blade of Corsoin.
Okay, sick. Fuck yeah.
That's literally what that is. That's fucking awesome. Yeah, that's so cool. That is sick.
Oh yeah, I see the one you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah, your first dude got that because of how good you did in Melee. I was like, well, he's clearly a chapter veteran.
Let's go.
Like, obviously. That's great. Oh, no, that's super good. Cool. But yeah, so that's you, dude. And if you look at some of them, you'll see one of them has a 3-headed mace. That's like the special version of it. That shit, you know, you could have that if you want. It's all the same, pretty
like
much.
it.
But yeah. All right, so you're out here. Yeah, so you go up, you swing this mace, and yeah, you get him. I mean, that's.
I
So
think
you
I
said you had
critted him.
8.
8 with a 6
Yeah,
on
and you
the
had
wrath.
that. Yeah. So how many other 6s did you have?
Other than the wrath, 2.
Mm-hmm. You can push one of those for extra damage.
So that's 3
So this is
total.
going to be, well, 13 damage plus your 3 extra damage. Or no, sorry. Your strength is 11, so it's actually 15 plus 3 extra. And it's AP minus 2.
So I did hit on all 3 extra.
Wow. 18 and AP minus 2?
Yep.
So this guy... So he's looking at 5 wounds with no soak. I am going to spend the ruin that I gained just a moment ago to soak with him, because I do have to spend ruin to soak. DM. I take 2 wounds. 2 wounds and 3 soak. Or 2 soak. Wait, 3 soak, yeah. Nice. Cool. It's his turn. He is going to raise the plasma pistol from his side, overcharge it, and shoot it at your chapter librarian, your Terminator librarian who accompanies you. Doesn't like librarian. Is that says say 8, but that's 3. That makes a lot more sense. He hits the Terminator librarian. He can only push 1 extra damage. Ooh. It's 3. I don't have. I don't need ruins. The librarian goes down in a hail of plasma fire. His
Oh,
Terminator
shit.
armor melted
Oh,
around
God.
him, fused to his body. The brother behind you raises his shield and he goes, "Brother, do not worry. We will subdue this foe together." He's going to go for a defensive stance. It's a multi-action, so he's going to get +2 difficulty on this. Making it 8 to hit. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and that's 5, 6, 7. With 1 push damage. He is armed with a powered sword. Pop. And so you get 2. Let me go through it. HP minus 3. So, yeah. Boy takes a couple wounds, but he is still standing. You're up again.
All right.
So yeah, ball pistol, giant mace, and the shield. If you want to improvise the shield bash, we can make that happen.
No,
That's
no. What's that defensive stance? Can I do that?
what?
You said defensive stance a second ago.
Yeah, because he just put his shield up. So
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that was a mechanical thing. Other than that, no.
no,
I'm
it
gonna
is.
swing at
It'll
this
give
fucker.
it, but you're benefiting from it because you're behind him or beside
4,
him
5, 6,
right now.
7,
And you
8,
guys
9.
are shield brothers.
I'm swinging the mace at this fucking asshole. All right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Shit, this is a problem. Lots of successes. I need to roll 2 more. So these are regular successes. They will remain regular successes regardless. Holy shit. Holy shit. All of them succeeded except for 1. 2 of them being... 3 of them being 6s. So it's 1, 2,
Wow.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Plus
Those 6s.
1,
So
2.
you're already pushing the 3
13
6s. So
successes.
yeah, well, extra 6. Only the 6s matter. So you're already able to push those 3 6s because you have so many regular successes. So
Let's
roll the
roll
rest of your
it.
dice, and if any of those are 6s, you can push them to extra damage. All
Nope. And no successes on the extra damage.
nice. Okay, so you have 6 extra damage.
Mm-hmm.
Your total damage is 7 plus 11, so 18 and minus 2 AP. So roll those 6 extra damage dice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh my god.
Lots of fails. 3 successes.
Okay. So 21 damage.
Alright.
AP minus 3. I don't have any ruin. So actually, that's crazy because with that blow, you subdue this enemy.
Alright. So if possible, I want to, disarm them and get them to a state in which they can be transported.
Yeah, your blows, you're not looking to kill. You are
Yeah.
able to subdue them. Despite the losses suffered by your squad in sort of that really quick, fast-paced, high-intensity combat you faced, yeah, you're able to tie him up and then more
Kind of
rapids,
see
more
it as
deathly.
like the first blow was like kind of spinning it at the hip and then go in for like a rib shot on the armor, crack the armor, do some damage there.
Yeah, he was for whatever reason more obsessed with killing the psyker,
And
the
then
librarian, and you did that last
kind of
damage roll was crazy.
angle the swing on the second one and try to time it right to just like noggin, crack the helmet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hop under the power sword or like block it away with your shield and then
Yeah.
just swing in on him.
Yep. A little
Cool.
riposte.
Well, you successfully hunted the fallen.
Let's go.
Good
bro.
work. Yeah, man, that was great. What did you think, man?
That was fun as shit.
Did
It
you
was
feel like it
really
was too
well-paced.
railroady though?
I feel like if we were to play it with more people, I think we could not commit to finishing it in a session because there could be more interaction between the players.
I don't think that this one shot. This doesn't work as a one shot with more than one player though.
Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, I agree.
it holds enough on its own as a one shot that I could see it working well with a party and being like a 3-session thing.
Oh yeah, well, if you were different range recession, I mean, my original iteration for this, I wanted to start you as a Imperial Guardsman
Hmm.
with the frontal assault on the palace, and like as you're realizing you're not going to make it through, like the drop pods drop behind,
Hmm.
and like there was supposed to be a whole yeah, dude, absolutely, actually, it was supposed to be even more like of. I really like the idea of like for Wrath and Glory, especially like a campaign where it's like a planetary thing and you move from like place to place through the invasion or through the attack as it goes,
Hmm.
and this
And
definitely
you could have a
is
complete
that.
failure and then take the perspective to like part of the fleet escaping, like a very
Well, yeah, if you
small
were going to
part.
play like a long-term
Yeah.
campaign, the little missions the players did, there would be like a stratagem phase where it's like, well, you guys accomplished 2 of your objectives, but you know, you also killed the High Lord of the Spire, so there's going to be civil unrest, and that affects the world in this way or this way.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I had a fucking blast, dude. This was sick, and I actually really love what you got together for the little Riverhead map. That's cool
Oh,
looking.
isn't this nice?
Yeah,
Dude,
it was very cool
it's
looking.
not perfect, but it actually like is
No,
though
but
in a
like
certain way.
it translates perfectly. I know exactly
Yeah.
what it's trying to tell me, for sure.
Yep. Good. I'm
Very
glad.
sick.
This was the other one, which I didn't use because I was like, oh, the final part will take place in the starship. But then I was like, or in a command center, and I was like, no, it won't. It'll take place in the pipes. But I'm gonna probably use this as the base for the command center bridge for the starship
Oh
eventually.
fuck yeah, dude. I like it.
We'll see. Good man. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm gonna try
Sick,
and just
dude.
I mean, if you can try and think up like a Call of Cthulhu one player one shot, man,
Hmm.
I'll play it, you know.
They have
And we can play alongside each other too, because I did the one we're doing, you know, the Fall of Phylax. I did that with Austin one time, and it was actually really fun. I played alongside him.
There's one called Alone Against the Flames. There's Alone Against the Frost, and there's a third published one. And there are several I own that can be played from 1 to 3. So
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely, dude.
I'm saying if you want to mix up the vibe, especially for the weeks where nobody else shows up, which unfortunately is becoming a little more common, but that's also this time of year. I'm
Yeah.
not super worried about it, but you know, I
Yeah.
still
No.
want to be able to stream and fill the space. So
When we sit down on Monday, I'll have it prepped. So if we don't have people to finish our Wrath one shot or to do main campaign, I'll have a COC for just you.
oh, sick.
Nice.
That'll be great.
I'm gonna
All
text
right.
you
Well,
probably throughout the week, just being like, "Would you rather be in Vietnam or Desert Storm?" Like weird shit like that.
Vietnam every time, dude.
Yeah.
Scott.
Well, thank you so much, bro. This has been fucking raw as hell.
Yeah, good game. Thank you for showing up, man. Love playing this shit. Anybody who listened or watched, we appreciate you very much. Thank you all so much. Hope you enjoyed our adventure into the 40K universe and a little bit of lore about the Dark Angels, which I know I rambled about at certain points, but the Bladed Corpsman is really cool. Corpsman himself as a character is a really compelling, really cool character. One of the few regular Space Marines to ever wound a Primarch. The Primarch was distracted at the time, yes, granted, obviously, but still, really, really cool moment. That whole scene, the way it played out in the books, and I think the Dark Angels are really cool. They are, you know, not loyalists. They're not traitors, but they're not loyalists. But in the current lore, they're actually bringing that in the fold. Now the Lion's back. He told everybody, he's like, stop hunting the Fallen. They're actually cool. I fucked up. Because he did fuck up, but that's a whole another several hours long conversation. We need to go on right now. But yeah, thank you anybody who listened or watched. Billy, thank you so much. It's a pleasure playing with you as always.
Absolutely,
LOL. Why
dude.
did I
It
say
was
it
a
like that?
blast.
Yes, thank you so much. PTSD and D Monday Night Balladeers, aka you might be muted. Signing off. Till next week.
Good night.
Bro, so I just had a really good idea for